Yo, what is up, everybody? My name is Jesse Goku. I'm also the King of Mexico, El Oso. And what is up, everybody? It is Thursday, August 2020, and we are back with another Geeks Fiber podcast. I do apologize for not being able to be on yesterday. Unfortunately, I had some stuff that I had to deal with, but we are back today. It is Thursday. Woo! Everyone made it to Thursday. We're almost done with August. We're almost in September. Don't worry, guys. It's almost the end of the year. Always joining me are my co-host, Super Jew, also know who we started calling RJ. Super Jew's busy doing stuff. I don't know, playing with Transformers. I don't know. Always joining us, always is the hostess with the mostest, Mr. Pringles himself, the hot diggity dog, Jace. Aren't you gonna
joke?
Well, it says it on the fucking Pringles.
I know this is a dumb joke. I can't wait till the end of the month.
Wait, why? Who said you could?
I'm gonna do something else.
No. And always it's the man with the plan, the guy that helps me get all the news that's worth listening to, the news that you care about, the news anyone gives a shit, whose dog only shows up when we talk shit about anime Matsuri. It's Keyblade Sonic.
Hi.
And joining us today is a very special guest. They are from another podcast. They are from the Black Table Podcast. They are joining us today. It's for a very, very XL interview. We have a lot of people today here to talk. You notice we have 6 people. It's always usually us 4 or 5, but we have 6 today, and we have another guest. They have another member that's on his way. Hopefully, he'll be here soon. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the podcast.
So what's up?
What's up? Can y'all introduce yourselves to our audience?
That's the only reason. Do you want me to do it, or you want to take over? You know, I got you. You know, I got to do your intro.
We can't do it the same way, but all right, do it.
We'll get a little similar to it. Unfortunately, the one referred to as Tab PM, he taking a nap. So what we're gonna do is the man with the plan, always ready to slide a motherfucker when it needs to be slid. We have TJ the Fan
Kitty
Runner.
So, did you introduce the cat or your?
Both.
Both. Yeah.
They're one unit. And then you have me, the darkness, the evil. Also quite cuddly when needs to be, the Demon King, demoniac.
Quite cuddly. Mr. Big.
There you go. Was it Nobody Expects the Teddy Bear?
Yeah.
Shout out to some of our listeners already here. Danilyn and Mitchell and Chad, who commented first. Was Chad first?
Chad was first.
Oh, congratulations. Chad gets the first comment of the day award. We have no actual award. It's just you get to brag for the rest of the podcast.
Be happy you got that much.
Damn, I give everybody shouts out. We're not like the other superficial famous YouTube shows where you got to spend $10 to have your comment appear on the video. Your comment's right there.
Kitty in the comments.
Right next to us. Kitty in the comments. So tell us, man, like I saw I came across your podcast one day because I saw the invite and I was like, what is this? Let me check it out. And I started watching it. I'm like, okay, this reminds me of my other friends, D-Rock. He had one called Generic Mana Podcast, and it kind of really, really reminded me of that one. And I really liked it. It was pretty cool. So tell us, for the people that haven't seen your podcast, I'm pretty sure like a lot of my audience hasn't seen your podcast yet. Tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Mostly like the whole point of the Black Table Podcast is to talk about like Afrocentric culture and to be a voice, like a discussive voice amongst the community, especially, which is like kind of the thing, right? Like the whole name of the Black Table Podcast doesn't come strictly from the people that are on the podcast. It's actually like a play on words because the table we sit at is black as well. So, I mean, realistically, it's just us talking about like stuff that we think that people in the Afrocentric culture should either be paying attention to or at the same time, you know, just shooting the shit, showing that certain things are okay. Like we talked about anime on there. We talked about different comic books, everything happening in the MCU when that shit went down. I mean, it's just a way for us to talk to each other and shoot the shit.
When you say stuff in the community for the Afrocentric community, do you mean as a whole, like everything that's going on in the going on in society, or just like kind of like in one spectrum?
Nah. So that's the thing. When we were talking about doing the Black Table podcast, I'm gonna take the glasses off so y'all can see just how real it get.
I know that's like the universal. Like, hold on,
Sexy also.
shit's about to get real. By the way, I want to hold on before you continue. I want to give a shout out to Dee Dee, because Dee Dee is not only one of our listeners, but Dee Dee's one of your followers as well.
Yeah, Dee Dee's like one of the top fans.
Yeah,
Dee Dee Coleman, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Oh, I ain't mean to throw the whole government out there. That's my bad, Dee.
No. You're fine, because Dee Dee's name and comment are in the stream.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's one of the top fans. Her, there's some other people. It's not important, but like, yeah, the whole point of
Damn.
no, not that they're not important. It's just
I know. I got.
Yeah.
I
Can't
got.
go through all the names,
Yeah.
But no, it's when we were making the Black Table podcast, there was nothing like we talked about it for a couple of weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before we actually sat down and did something. And we wanted to make sure that there was nothing that was off limits. Like, we had to be comfortable saying whatever the hell was going on. And there were times when like something like being realistic, right? Like, just to be fully transparent, the whole Sandra Bland thing, there was a time, like a debate where like between the three of us, we had to come to a consensus whether or not we were going to talk about it. And part of that was doing due diligence. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys know with running a podcast, you can have very, very negative opinions very quickly just based off of like a 2-second insert of like an afterthought, or even a joke that could just go completely south. And we wanted to make sure that we had every detail possible before we said anything. And that became problematic as well, because we didn't say anything soon enough. I mean, it's just, we try to talk about as much as possible, but it has to relate to us as well. We're not going to talk about shit that we don't know anything about.
Right. We have, we've talked about, the reason why I bring it up, because a couple months ago, I forgot how long ago it was. So when after George Floyd's murder, I decided that, we were going to be supportive of the movement, because I've always been supportive. So I made it part of the group as well. I'm like, okay, the group stands for the Black Lives Matter movement. And we lost a shitload of people. We lost like 25 followers.
Damn.
Nah, you didn't lose. What happened is you weeded out the ones that are
we
not
didn't want them
There
anyway.
you go. Yeah.
You
Right.
weeded out the ones that ain't worth the damn. Because it's not the whole
Appalachian
thing
don't.
is the statement of Black Lives Matter. Like, because me personally, like, on the podcast you hear several times, I get mad about it being brought up, because the whole thing is myself.
We have something
I
that
do
we
not-
do when Don gets really like triggered. And it'll probably happen at night, but it's
I have grown. I have understand. Okay. But the whole thing is like, I don't want to be a hashtag. It's like, only time I ever hear about them moving is when something really, something bad happens and it drops off. Like, now, since they're actually sticking to it and pushing harder and harder, like, actually being an adult is basically hearing somebody's opinion, making up your own decision, and you are able to change your mind. So I'm not as hostile as I used to be about it, because like, you want to go ahead? Go ahead, say it.
Not necessarily having to change your mind, but being open to the idea, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that was the other thing, right? Like, we were going to talk about it on the Black Table podcast and like, in the future, but the disappointment as well in the Black Table, or not the Black Table itself, but like the Black Lives Matter movement that goes along with that, because it became a trend. It was trending on Twitter for 2 weeks, and people blacked out their profile pictures on Facebook, and then 2 weeks later It
They
kind of
do.
just fell by the wayside. You know what I'm saying?
Business
And
as
that's
usual.
it's
Right.
things like that make the Black Lives Matter movement not necessarily a good movement. It sucks that you guys lost followers on that, but what you essentially gained was a more appropriate audience.
Right. Real quick, Danilin has a question, a little bit off topic. Guest, this is to the guest. Can you tell us about how you don't feel included in the cosplay community, and what can we do to help you feel welcomed?
Damn, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually
Oh.
talked about that on the Black Table
Snaps
when
for
we had a
Dandelion.
guest.
That's my girl. That's my
So,
sister from another mister.
so before, like, okay, so the thing about the Geeks 5 Hour podcast is that our slogan for a few years now has been the voice of the voiceless, and I have friends of different skin tones, different colors, doesn't matter, and I've seen like a lot of bigotry in the community. I've seen a lot of racism in the community, and we've covered sexualization of cosplay. We've covered racism in the community. We've covered like subjects that people do not want to touch. We've always covered subjects that people don't want to touch, and I've noticed that like some people become pretentious. Like I noticed that some cosplayers, once they get to a certain level, they get an ego.
Yeah, once they get the Instagram popping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Got the
yeah.
OnlyFans going.
Like there's the
$14.99 a
like
month.
like how dare you dress up as Sailor Moon? I'm Sailor Moon. You can't dress up
Yeah.
as Sailor Moon. Like,
Oh,
who
yeah,
the
nah.
fuck are you?
That's actually the one of the issues that like stopped me from doing certain cosplays. Interestingly enough, like me and Don had a group of friends that were going to go to Matsuri together and do a group cosplay where we all did characters of Fairy Tale. And we had a guy in there that was going to be Gajeel. We had myself who was going to be Natsu. We had Don who was going to be, as anyone could have expected, Loxus, and some more characters as well. And like I mean, mind you, I'm sitting down now, but I have the body to pull off Natsu's vest. All right, I could kill that rocking it. But at the same time, I'm not a pink-haired Asian dude, so I wasn't really feeling the idea. I think in response to Dandelin's question, I don't know if I said the name. Yeah, all right, cool. I got that one. I'm not good at names.
Neither am I. Neither am
response
I. Neither am I. I'm.
I mean, in all fairness, technically, Nazi's not a pink Asian either. The way they draw them, they don't look Asian to me.
That's what I was about
True.
to say.
I've always-
Technically, they don't have an ethnic background. It's just the fact that you see
I mean,
a
they're
lighter
just
color
they're
skin.
just drawn.
Exactly.
They're just drawn. It's
But at the same time,
You
right,
will
like-
need to wear a pink wig, though. That's where I draw the line.
I mean, I
Wear
was
a pink
kind of
wig.
down. I was down with the pink wig. You know what I'm saying? I have a
Get it.
multicolored wig. It might come out. I don't know. It wasn't so much that. It was just, you know, at the same time, I was thinking about how other people would feel, right? Like the appropriation of culture. At the end of the day, it's still an Eastern art form, right? Like we kind of have to respect that. Like the same thing that's happening right now with Avatar: The Last Airbender being a live action on Netflix. That movie had both of its creators leave just because they only wanted to cast white people. You know what I'm saying? It's the recognition of the appropriation there that's happening that I wanted to try to respect. But at the same time, in response to the question, the best thing that you can do as a member of that community is not say certain things, right? Like the same thing that you wouldn't say to other cosplayers. Oh, you look great for a black character. Like,
Please don't ever use that statement
just
for
say you look
anything.
great.
Like,
You
why
look
do you have
great.
to add that part at the end of it?
Yeah,
You look
don't-
great.
don't
Yeah,
Period.
ever.
yeah.
Not even cosplay. Not because
Yeah.
I had that homeboy I told TJ about. He said this girl approached him. He goes, she's cute for a black girl, and I froze because the first thing I want to do was choke him. And then I was like, no, can't choke him. He don't understand. So I explained it to him, and he's like, why is that bad? I said, hold on, let me call somebody. I called another black person. I was like, hey. He said that they're cute for a black chick, and then just put them on speaker, and you just heard them go off. Never say that shit again. Just don't do it. Just get it out your vocabulary. If the person's attractive, just say they're attractive. If they cool, say they're cool.
and it's
Right.
just true of like normal things, right? Like
Yeah.
just having a normal
In general,
interaction,
yeah.
human to human, right?
Yeah.
There's certain things that you just wouldn't say. Like oh, your hair looks nice for a Latino. Like you would never add that qualifier.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't make
I
sense.
hear that statement a lot, but I hear it a lot for more like Middle Eastern girls. Like if they're really pretty, that you'll have the one person that'll say, "Oh my God,
Oh.
she's really pretty for like a Middle Eastern girl." And I'm like turning around, like,
Hey.
Yeah.
yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, don't say that shit. Like,
Yeah.
honestly,
If someone's pretty or handsome or doing something awesome, just end it at that. Hey, you're doing awesome. Like, don't be like surprised that the color of their skin makes them good. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
right.
If you're
but
good at
the
something,
same
you're good at
time,
something,
like,
and just say good
at
for
the
you.
same time, you gotta understand that there's a lot of stigma. Like, okay, the mother of my child is white. But when we first started dating, when I went to go meet her family, like my parents told me, hey, like you need to be careful because you know you don't know how they are, you don't know who they are, you don't know how they're gonna act, and they live in a small town in the middle of nowhere. So just you just be careful, son. Like
Yeah.
when you're being warned by your parents, when your parents have to give you a warning like that, doesn't that just speak volumes about our society?
I mean, this cat. That was another thing that we talked about on the Black Table podcast is getting back to the point where you have to warn your children, right? Like that's how you know society's on a downhill slope. As in general, just human to human interactions are very, very difficult to traverse, and they shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that hard, man. It should be very, very simple. Hey, you're killing the cosplay.
Right. No, I've seen cosplayers that don't match the skin tone at all that are just they look amazing. Like they are great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I actually ran into that at work because that
Don killed
cosplay
it.
group is.
What was the Fate character?
Talking about hold on, I'm sending it to Jesse right now. He's the writer character. I can't think of his name right now. Ishkandar. Not that one. Not that one. Because people let that one go because apparently my skin tone match and the red hair just really did it for me. The one that
killed that one.
apparently, who was it? One of our friends talking about where's your cosplay, and I was like, this is the cosplay. He goes, no, that's your regular clothing. Where's your cosplay? And I was like. Then y'all asked me why I got an ego, but anyway, no, was it the Soy Fung one? I did Soy Fung from Bleach. Okay, so I already know I'm not an Asian woman. Because with the name you can kind of say she Asian or whatever. And this cat walked up to me and goes, "You're not an Asian lesbian woman." So I looked him dead in his eyes. I goes, "On the inside, I am."
I'm gonna
and then he just froze.
I'm gonna go ahead and show, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna go ahead and show the image.
Oh, of course, go ahead. But Odu came to me and tried to basically bash on me because I'm not an Asian woman, but I'm cosplaying an Asian woman. I was like, first of all, it's my favorite character. Second of all, I'm an Asian woman on the inside. If that makes you feel better, how do you feel now? And then he just kind of froze there. It's like, I said, how about this? I cosplay what makes me happy. You cosplay what makes you happy, and you stay the fuck out my way.
The picture showed up on the stream. That's a really good picture.
That is really good.
that actually, I wanted to compliment you because that looks really good.
Yeah, it took me 3 years to grow all that, and that's all gone.
3 years to grow it, 30 seconds to shave it off.
Exactly.
That's really good. I gotta compliment you. I am not it's hard for me to be impressed with cosplay, but that is really good. I'm actually pretty impressed.
Thank you. And it was funny because my other cosplay I did was Voss Montenegro a long time ago, and then I got a few compliments. But with that cosplay walking through my city, I had people in the middle of the street bowing to me, and I was like, "Yo, calm down. I got it. I'm king. Move. You have to." They hit you. I ain't responsible for that. But no, it was one of my favorite ones. I'm not gonna lie. It was what Ishkandar the Conqueror. It's one of my favorite characters, so I had to do it.
F in the chat.
It's and people that's another thing.
You gonna have to bring it back sometime. My bad.
Yeah, no, you do definitely have to bring it back. But there's one thing I've always I've been meaning to bring this up, and I never got the chance to. But as a being a Latino, it's kind of hard to because you always have the people well, you can't cosplay that character because you don't match the character. I'm like, what do you mean? Skin tone? Well, fuck no, I don't match anybody. The only fucking when you're like Latino, when you're Hispanic or you're Afro descent, you really don't have a lot of representation in anything.
Exactly. And
And it'll
what's
be like
cool about
30
it
static
is,
shocks.
yeah, or it'd be 30 static shots
Well, like
and 20
the
blades.
the only characters that I can
like
think
Static
of,
Shock.
the only characters that I can think of for like being Hispanic that represent like being Hispanic are
Yeah.
Chad from Bleach and Blue Beetle.
My guy. That is one of my favorite characters of all
All
time.
times.
That's an underwhelming character.
I'm
though.
surprised they like used peso. Like they actually had a peso in the anime. I'm like, whoa.
Well, Bleach is like probably one of the best anime shows of all time.
The
They had,
entire
like,
thing borrows from the Spanish speaking.
yeah,
language.
it borrows
Exactly.
from Spanish culture. It has black characters in it, with a black lady definitely singing the fuck out that main chorus.
Well, hey, Mr. Piccolo's here. Hey, what's up, Mr. Piccolo? Because we don't, as a Hispanic, all we have is Blue Beetle and Chad. We don't really have any. I watched Avengers. I saw Avengers 3 times, and I'm like, you know what? There wasn't a single Hispanic person in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that they actually put American Chavez and stuff now. Or America Chavez, sorry.
Well, I mean, it's also with like mainstream culture, right? Like it's very difficult to get representation for certain like races, unfortunately. Like it's very difficult. Like me and Don talked about this a couple of times in the past. It's very difficult for like like even black characters to be quote unquote superheroes. If they are, they have to fit a specific dynamic. They have to fit a specific mold that's already been drawn out and successful, right? Like it's the reason why you see so many black characters with the exact same superpower.
Lightning.
Yeah. You got Static Shock, you got Black Adam, you got Black Lightning. there's so many of them, right? But it's essentially the exact same character. The only character that really takes like a step outside of that is Blade.
Right.
And
No,
Spawn,
absolutely.
right? And those aren't
Blade,
great characters
Spawn.
to like covet. Blade probably is the worst character to covet. I mean, he's a homicidal maniac that just kind of runs around New York and fucks shit up, right? Like, like that's not a great character to covet. He's no Captain
Sounds just like
America.
Batman. What are you talking about?
But Batman doesn't cut people in half thinking they're vampires.
Well,
Or
okay,
He
so
just does it
hold
for
on, no, he
other
does.
reasons.
No, he paralyzes them permanently, just because he didn't want to make sure you don't do any more bad
I didn't
stuff.
kill you. That train crash did. That
Yeah, I was
caused.
playing. I was playing Spider-Man like on PS4 like 3 days ago because some of the DLC came out that I didn't get to try, and I was like, "Yo, Spider-Man's killing people, bro!" Like,
You dive at someone from like 500 feet in the air and then kick them, they're dead.
yeah, like they're dead, bro. Like I don't know.
And they're broken half.
I don't know
like-
what went down at Marvel Studios to change things, but like,
Yeah, no, we Spawn is pretty cool. Spawn's pretty cool. My favorite.
and Spawn's not a great. That's what I was gonna get to.
Another
Spawn's not a
murderer.
great character to covet either. I mean, he goes to hell, kills
Correction, hold
Satan.
on. He was an assassin who goes to hell.
Yeah, and a hired
He was
government
going to hell
assassin
anyway.
who goes to hell, kills Satan, becomes the king of hell. Like that's not a great thing to covet. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no Superman. There's no fucking.
Hold on,
Realistically, there's no Batman. I mean, although
That's what I was gonna
I
say,
take Batman for myself.
DC made a universe where everybody got turned black except Batman.
That
So
was
you
the other
have
thing I was gonna say too.
Everybody black except Batman. I think
DC
even
was-
Robin was black. It was like universe 2. It's like 2 universes.
Right.
Is that
So
the one where they had Obama as
it-
Superman?
no. No. So
I'm pretty sure I
in
remember
DC,
Obama was Superman in one
that
of
was
them.
just
Oh,
a
I
fan
would
drawing.
love that.
That was just a fan drawing. So there is a DC comic. It's called DC's Earth 2, and there's also, I think you're thinking of Earth 32, where
Yeah,
they're
I
all
was like,
black.
because it's 2, and then I think it's 2 and
Earth
32.
Earth 2, they're not black. There is a black Superman that took over after Kal-El, Clark Kent, dies.
Okay, then it's 32.
He happens to be a black Kryptonian who becomes the new Superman, and he is related to Clark from Krypton. Now, Earth 32 is where Wonder Woman and Clark are black.
Yeah, because I'm saying, because I know it's one where everybody got, because something popped up and I think I was doing a cosplay, the 32 Superman because of the way his outfit was.
Uh-huh.
And when I looked it up, I was like, yo, everybody's black. Oh, snap. And then I stopped and I was like,
Right,
wait,
yes,
why is
yeah.
Batman not black? Everybody's black. except
Because
Bruce.
black man, Batman,
What?
sorry, Batman, because I'm dyslexic. Sorry, sometimes my brain, I'll say something, but it doesn't come out right. I am dyslexic. That's the one thing about being dyslexic that sucks. Because I will imagine that I had a conversation with you, and it turns out I didn't. Yeah, so like
Good
my
conversation though.
No, well, sometimes like that's being dyslexic. Your brain doesn't fire on all cylinders, so sometimes you'll have this whole sentence, this presentation ready, but you'll accidentally skip a word without realizing it, or you'll say the wrong word. Anyways, I like Earth 32 and Earth 2 comics because if you're gonna switch the race of a character, I don't have an issue with that. My issue is you got to make it make sense. It's got to be really well written. Like when they switched Johnny Storm's race in Fantastic Four, when they made him black instead of white, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's cool.
We don't talk about that movie. That movie was horrible.
Bad movie.
Briefly.
God, why?
Well,
It was.
first
Hold
of
on.
all, don't disrespect Michael. Bust that pussy open, Jordan. All right.
Hold on. We're not disrespecting him.
Do not.
We're not
He's a better Michael
disrespecting him.
Jordan.
We love Michael B.
I mean,
all right?
people
But that
have
movie.
okay.
But that movie
Sorry,
was a
hold
poor
on. I have to
choice.
say his name correctly. Michael Bust That Pussy Open Jordan. Okay,
you.
so.
Yeah.
But that movie was it was poorly made. It's like they try to make it make sense, like you were saying. Like even though they switched him to being black, and then he's still related.
Well,
to Sue
that
because,
could have made sense too, but Sue Storm was also, she was still white. I'm like, wait, how does that work?
I
Oh,
think
she's
they said
adopted.
She was adopted. Yeah.
Okay,
I was
that's
like,
that's lazy writing.
Well, for me, like it's not necessarily the change of a character. For instance, with DC, they added the Green Lantern, like the Green Lantern after the first one, Hal Jordan.
John Stewart. John
Stewart was then black, yeah. And like, I didn't hate that character. In fact, like the Darkest Night was probably one of my favorite sequences in Justice League. But honestly, it was a forgettable character, right? Like that's what I mean when it's hard to make representation for black people because it just kind of comes and goes. Like it's not as well written, it's not as well thought out, and again, it has to fit that cookie cutter mold where.
yeah, because like one of my favorite ones that I just got back in the comics, Ironheart, Riri Williams. Apparently, the reason why they stopped her comic is because people were complaining, "Oh, you're just trying to replace Tony with a black person." And I was like, "Whoa, hold on." First of all, they introduced the character, made it make sense because like she didn't automatically just go to Tony and like take Tony's spot. Something had to happen dramatically for Tony to drop off temporarily. But since they complained so much about it, they basically wrote him back in and then wrote her off as a side story. But her story was so well written, like the lingo and terms and stuff. Like I felt like I was at the cookout or something. Like it felt like one of my cousins were telling me the story because the writer behind it, who is a black woman, she used terms and stuff like that. And I was sitting here like, wait, am I reading a comic book or I'm like dealing with somebody dealing with real life? Because she made it really authentic. Mm-hmm. Even like, for example, I'm not sure if y'all ever witnessed it. Sometimes in our community, black people and African people don't get along automatically. Sometimes we be
very often
we'll be almost at each other's throats. And they even put that in there when she went to go visit Wakanda and her and Shooty, they were getting into it for a long time and then they finally came to an understanding. Like they covered, and it was so well done, but people crying, Tony Stark. Like, I love Tony, but come on, Riri is
no. I can completely understand that, and I used to work at a hotel, and I've seen that, especially if you are from if you are from a country in Africa, and you are white. Oh my God, you cannot.
Well, that's just Africans in general. They don't like people.
They don't like nobody.
No, but like
unless you African.
No, but like I had this guy from Africa. And he was white, and he had like an Australian accent.
Oh, South Africa.
Yeah, he's from South Africa.
Yeah.
And this lady,
the literal colonization of Africa. Yeah.
This lady that was staying in our hotel who just happens to be black, heard him say he was African, and she got into this whole argument with him about how he wasn't African.
That's just ignorance.
That is.
It does, yeah.
Like, you can't be because you're. And he's like, oh, mate, I was born in Africa. You know, some shit like that.
Yeah, that's just ignorance. I mean, ignorance annoys me from all sides. It doesn't matter what the race is, right? Like,
yeah.
it's fine to be ignorant about a subject, but when you like exude your ignorance on other people to create pressure, that's the problem, right? Like, there's many times where like people in general could do better. Like, I say it all the time, human interactions are super important, and like from a human to human perspective, not the color of my skin, not my sexual orientation or my gender, but as a human speaking to another human, there are certain things that like can't be passable. That's one of those things.
Right. I've always lived with the like. Listen, I don't care what people do behind closed doors. I don't care what you look like. You just if you're gonna respect me, I'm gonna respect you back. If you're gonna be cool with me, I'm gonna be cool with you. I will help you out. If you, as long as you don't screw me over, or you don't like throw me under the bus, I will help you out as much as I can. I've had people like who have told me, "Hey, man," like, you know, I was talking to my one friend. I was talking shit to him, and because he's gay, I started making straight jokes. And my other friend's like, "Oh, you can't talk to him." I'm like, "Why not?" Because, you know, he's not like us. I'm like, "What? Just because he enjoys hot dogs a little more than the rest of the community?" No, fuck that.
I hate hot dogs, by the way.
No, but you know what I meant.
Right.
I want to say, now we have a term just like, so for example, we have a term for
Later,
straight
Later,
people.
okay.
We refer to them as
Breeders.
Breeders.
Yeah, we refer to them as breeders. And I was like,
Term of endearment.
exactly, right? Or like, I had this one guy, he was just so like words hurt him. And so, for example, he was gay, and I used to call him like straight boy or something like that. And then another guy, he'll get like a little bit too antsy, and I'll like say a term that's a little bit derogatory, or like how like, oh, that's gay, and then suddenly, oh my god, why did you do that? You shouldn't say that. Say what? What you just said? What did I have to say? Say the word. If you say the word, then I'll admit it's wrong to say. And then he just would refuse to say it. But it's the whole thing of, I know that, how to say, I'm not using it as a term to like hurt him or saying that it's completely bad. It's just something that we learned. Now, if you tell me or educate me, hey, that word makes me feel uncomfortable, I'll stop using it, which once we hash it out and I made him look like a fool, we hashed it out and like I stopped using the word around him because it made him feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But like for everybody else, it's like everybody else is cool with it. I'll keep saying it. Like, we have certain people that's in our circle that say the N-word, and they not dark enough to really say that word, and we be like, hey, calm that down, you know.
Right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do say it because I grew up in my area was mostly Black and Hispanic folk, and my dad's best friend when he first came to this country, they were from Louisiana, they were Cajun, so I grew up around that. Like, growing up around that, you know, you had like the sassy Black mom that always cooked, like she cooked a lot of food and made sure everybody ate. And I grew up around Cajun food, and I grew up around that environment. So I always thought it was normal, and it was fine because I got called that too. So I was like, you know, but then once I got older, once I became an adult, and I started when I joined the community, and there was a lot more white people to hang around, because I've always hung around like Hispanics and Black people. We always had like 2 or like 3 white friends, but it wasn't a lot. And when I started hanging around more white people, I started finding out like certain things are racist or certain things are bad. I'm like, whoa.
That's crazy because like I grew up predominantly in A-Leaf, mm-hmm. and like we would get into fights with like I had a group of friends like in A-Leaf that was just a hodgepodge of like different races. And like we had the white kid, we had the Black kid, me. We had the Latino kid, we had the Asian kid, and like we just kind of, everybody said everything. We didn't care what it was. That's how I learned what FOB stood for them. You know what I'm saying? But like as we grew older and got outside of the community and started going to high school and stuff, it was a lot of like really, really bad fights over those very small words, like Don said, words that we called each other, just said it to one another. And I think like the normalization of that is the kind of like the systemic problem there, right? Like
it really
you can't
is.
say that around everybody,
right?
You can't. No, and I have said it like out in public before, And I had this one dude who like got confrontational with me. He's like, "What did you say?" And that's my issue. That's my issue. When I'm at a con and I start drinking, I don't back down. This guy's like, "What did you say?" And I'm like, "You heard me, motherfucker." And he's just like, yeah, he did that. Exactly what you just did. He just did that. All right. I like this guy.
No, I say I know. I've heard a few stories. I was like, oh snap, Jesse, all right? He all right? Okay, he good. All right,
Jesse,
he good.
I heard Jesse
He's
got
down.
I
He's
heard
down.
Jesse got arrested again.
Exactly. I was like, he good. All right, well, all right. Wait, Hey,
Dude, you know how many stories I've heard about me being thrown in jail, me dying, me accidentally,
died?
like Jesse
That's
went
news
through a
to me.
warpole and
Show
got
up to your own
transported to the
funeral.
future.
Oh no.
Jesse got deported.
Damn.
You know how many stories I've heard these? I've heard people tell these stories in front of me, and they didn't realize I was staying there. Like, oh, hey, Goku, what's up? Thought you were in jail. Oh, well, no, they just let me out. They just,
Oh god.
I'm back.
I'm back, bitches. But like,
Hold me.
Oh,
what were we just talking about right now before we started joking around?
Using
when you-
inappropriate language.
Yeah.
Inappropriate languages.
Well,
and
okay,
basically
well,
trying
yeah.
to make understanding.
Well,
and stuff.
so like, here's my question, right? Because there's a group of people here as well, right? There's some black people. Hey, how's it going? There's some Latinos. Hey, what's up? Brothers from another mothers. There's some white people. How you doing? Go ahead.
I'm the white guy.
We like y'all too. We like y'all. It's okay. Go ahead. Good thing. Right?
Hey, you know, actually, I have a
Is
question
there ever a
for
time though?
Is there ever a what?
Is there ever a time though where like to our, our Caucasian, our lighter skinned folk over there, we see you, where you feel like certain words that you feel like you can't say
I
just
I
make
don't
you
say
equally
words
uncomfortable?
that make. I don't say words that make other people make uncomfortable. Like super Jew here. I don't like saying that. It doesn't. It's
Yeah.
nothing to do with
That,
me.
I'm not
but
gonna lie. I saw that and was like, oh, okay, that's what we're going with.
we
this
brought
one.
it up. I was like, I don't feel comfortable saying that. It's like you can be fine with it,
yeah.
and everyone else around us can be fine with it. But the
Yeah.
one person walking by that hears that is like, this person just said that's
No, yeah, and that's
offensive.
what we and then
It's
we
the same
talked about
thing
that.
with the N word. It's like
Yeah,
I have friends that like, it's okay if you say it around me, but it's when you say it around someone who's not okay with it, it's going to be
Right.
an issue. It's like I'm not going to say it because people have a
Yeah.
problem with it. I don't need to say this. It's not- I can take this
Right.
word out of my vocabulary. I don't need it.
Must say
Right.
like the
well, like that
newscaster.
that was the thing. Like I said, I didn't get that name until I was in college. And I didn't get it in that name in a good connotation until I was in college. So like growing up, we talked about it briefly. Like I was bullied a lot for being Jewish. Like I didn't just pick that name just to be like I'm Jewish. I'm say it loud, say it proud. You ain't gonna stop me from talking about it. It's
I can't say anything about myself.
like it's my
in
culture.
trouble.
That's my heritage. That's me.
Mhm.
And when I was in middle school, I got bullied a whole lot for it. I got my shit stolen. This is when South Park came out. They were making all these Jew jokes at me, and I can't watch South Park now because all I think about is that. And I got like my stuff stolen. I was given death threats. People call me a kike all the time. I can't do that. And they made a bunch of Holocaust jokes to me.
Ooh.
They would always
Yeah.
say shit like, and I wasn't doing anything to them.
Yeah,
I'm just
I didn't-
minding my own business, trying to watch. And this is, at that time where it's like, oh, you still watch like Power Rangers and this and that. And it's like, yeah, because it's cool. I can't stand Dawson's Creek. Back the fuck off. And
I'm sorry, I didn't expect that transition.
Yeah.
but it's shit like,
wait.
Hey, that song is a bop though.
Yeah, hold on.
It's a song.
Before you continue, you are the first white person I've ever heard say that. I can't stand Dawson's Creek. You know how many talk about how great that
Lost your
show
white
was, and I'm
card.
just like,
never saw it. Don't give a shit. I watched Sister growing up. That was
Welcome to the cookout.
I love that show.
Right?
I watched that
And-
show.
and-
I grew
and-
up on
and-
Fresh
to
Prince
be
of Bel
fair-
Air.
to
I
be
grew
fair-
up
Family
on
Matters.
Family Matters. I grew
Yeah.
up on
Okay,
PJs.
To be
PJs.
fair though,
PJs,
okay.
Yeah.
to be fair though, to be fair,
They're good.
to be fair, like you have to be, you know how closed minded of a family you would have to live in to not have seen Sister and like it, like or
Yeah, that
Fresh
show was
Prince of Bel-Air.
Absolutely.
You'd have to have someone monitoring your
Absolutely.
TV.
But on the same vein, not too much on Dawson's Creek. All right, that show was.
I was more of a
James
Buffy the
Vanderbeek.
Vampire Slayer.
I love
Buffy was good.
See, I didn't
love
get into
Buffy.
that until like high school.
Well, because it was filled with hot chicks. I mean, what's not to get into?
Well,
But
like
it's
okay,
crazy-
so
it's
I
crazy
was
you brought
well
that up,
on
though.
that part. I wasn't into like scary stuff until I got a little bit older. Like I couldn't even watch Goosebumps back in the day because that shit scared me.
Speaking
But I
of
learned-
which,
about Buffy.
speaking of which,
No, I
the
heard
guy,
about Buffy. I just didn't watch it until
the
like,
guy that plays Spike in
10th
Angel
grade.
and Buffy is the
Yeah.
voice actor of Zamatsu from Dragon Ball Super.
Oh,
That's right.
word.
Yo.
Wait, say that again.
What?
He,
I
the guy
I
that
like
plays
that
Spike
guy.
in Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He played Piccolo in the he played Piccolo in the Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
I didn't know that.
He was such a huge Dragon Ball fan that he got another stage name so he could play the role of Zamatsu. He played Zamatsu
In
under
Super.
another alien. It's one of the villains from
Oh,
Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, you mean James Marsters? The way you said that, I thought you were saying both like James Marsters and David Boreanaz. I was like, that's two guys, not one.
No,
What are
no,
you
no,
talking
James-
about?
James
No,
Those-
he's
Marsters.
his character.
Got
is
it.
Spike
Yeah, I got it now.
from
James
the show.
Marsters. Yes.
Yeah, he played a voice in Dragon Ball, but he went through a different alias, so he didn't have to go through his agency or union.
I didn't know he played Piccolo.
He
That's
played.
right. I don't remember much of that.
It's
movie.
only
I
in
blocked it
Dragon
out of my
Ball
mind.
Evolution.
Well, now I got to start watching Dragon Ball.
That aneurysm
God
took
damn.
care
I
of
feel
that.
like everybody wiped Dragon Ball Evolution from their mind completely.
Bleeding.
I have it on Blu-ray. I'm so ashamed.
Never watched it. Never saw it.
It's
Don't-
awful.
Never saw it either. It is. It's
Oh,
Even-
but I do remember that being said that he was in the movie. I was
If
like,
you take away the
maybe I'll
Dragon
watch
Ball,
it.
if you take away the Dragon, people are like, if you take away the Dragon Ball element away from it, it could be a decent kung fu high school movie. Like, nope, even as a
No.
high school kung fu movie, it sucks.
No.
you take that shit away. It's
What was that movie with the superheroes in high school? Sky High.
Sky High.
Sky High.
Yeah, it's
Live
the live
action
action My
Boku no
Hero
Hero.
Academia.
Right.
I got that DVD and people like, hey, they should make. You know, they already made a live action My Hero Academia movie. It's like when in 2005. What was it called? It was called Sky High.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then that's
Well, there's a bit of a lag there. Anyways, I do have a question. Actually, it's not a question; it's a statement.
Oh, real quick before we segue over there to something else, I did want to say to what Super was saying. I never really understood like the persecution that certain individual groups of like to me, right, as a black man, all white people are the same. I don't give a shit. But I didn't know like how much persecution certain individual groups of white people give to other individual
Right?
groups. It was kind
Right?
of crazy. Like in high school, I had a kid, like one of my cool friend of mine. He played basketball with us. He was like one of our point guards. He was just super nice dude. But it was like his first day at school, like in high school with us, because he came from the 9th grade center. And like he was getting directions to go to the gym, and somebody sent his ass to the boiler room, and I thought that was the most fucked up thing.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
pretty fucked.
Yeah.
People love to hate
It's just
people.
amazing. Like that's like the kind of shit I've caught ever since I was like 10 years old. Was like, Jesus killed Jesus. It's like, no, we didn't. That's the Romans. Like, learn your fucking history. Like, I don't even read your Bible, and I know your story better than like you know your story. What the fuck? And
Anna has a
all-
Bible.
I hate to break it to you.
I don't think
It's
my
not
Bible
just the
counts in
Bible.
this conversation.
It's not
Well,
just
no,
the Bible.
I'm just saying, like, right?
but
It's not just the Bible, but it's just like
this
stuff like
country
that.
as a whole. You know, when you're
Yeah.
doing your exam to become a citizen in the United States, all these they have a shit ton of hard ass questions
Mhm.
that the average U.S. citizen, natural born
Doesn't
US
actually
citizen,
know.
They do not actually know. Like the first question is, what is the law of the land?
The fuck?
Or be eaten.
Right.
It is
It'll
the
say
con-
which law of the land. Either be
My
eaten,
law
it's
of the
mine.
land.
And the natural, like, if you're like me, your natural response is the police.
Mine, you step your ass over here if you want to. That's the law of the land.
What is the law of the
Right.
land? My mom.
It's her house. Follow
But
her rules.
it's the answer is the Constitution.
She's got a mad chocolate.
Is it multiple choice? You
Hey,
gotta fill
whoa,
that thing in.
whoa. Let's just relax. Let's not talk about the chancla right now. We're having a good time. No need to bring up
Or
my
not- or-
PTSD.
His hair kind of
or
sticks
a
up.
Hey,
Essential.
I'm just saying, I actually had to witness that in live before. I was like, man, talking about chocolate, I used to get all this. And then my friend was messing with his mom too much. I saw her take that shoe and went, yeah. I was like, yo.
And that's the thing
That
about
aim is
Yo,
precise,
that's real.
bro.
not only
Yo, that's
not only,
for real.
and they don't care either. They don't care. They'll beat you in front of your friends, and then they'll beat your friends too.
Was it Sonic? I think you shared a thing on Facebook. It was like the first day of homeschool.
Oh
this year.
yeah, there was a TikTok of like this girl like filming her little brother taking a virtual class, and next to her mom, she has like the belt under the seat, and it was like the first day of virtual kindergarten. Be like, and it's just like a close up of the belt. And I was like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
The segue I wanted to do earlier is actually not off topic. It's within the topic. Dandelion had posted something important that I do want to acknowledge. So Dandelion says that I grew up mostly in burbs in Illinois. My school looked like the Mean Girls. It looked like Mean Girls the movie. I grew up ignorant. I wish someone would sit me down and teach me everything.
I'd love to talk to this Dandelion person because I want to know where in Illinois, because that's where I was born. I was born in Chicago.
I don't think when it comes to certain subjects, like when it comes to that, there are just different aspects, and it's really a lot of it is perspective, and most of it is universal. Like, okay, this is considered bad by everybody. There are certain groups that are okay with it. It just depends on your area. I wouldn't say grew up ignorant. You probably grew up
But
more
it's not just
sheltered.
inherent, right? But it's not just inherently groups of people just automatically dislike groups of people. This shit is learned. This is a taught behavior. When you throw kids, well, don't throw kids, but when you put kids into like, when you put kids into a
Tell
thing,
me kind of late. I yeet children each time.
Go, my child.
Yeet.
He does.
But
Go.
sorry, continue.
Go, my second
yeah.
child.
did you eat Togepi?
No, I eat it.
No,
Sonic.
that was Sonic.
No. See, that's,
Yo,
Fuck.
you need an old Sonic hair.
No, remember I told you Togepi ran away. I don't have, I have
Oh,
no
you're
fucking
drunk.
clue. Togepi and my drugs are gone. I don't know where they went.
child.
Well, combine the two together and think about it.
Right.
We're
By
just
the way-
eating stuff off the screen. What's going on?
Absolutely. But like
Oh.
that's just the thing. Like little kids, when you have little kids in a play area and you just leave them alone, that's all they do is they play together. Like I used to work at a daycare center, and I used to work with kids as young as 6 weeks and as old as 13-year-olds. Fuck those 13-year-olds, by the way. But the little ones. No, some of those kids were bad. They were bad. But those little ones, when they just played, and you couldn't like tear them apart. If you try to be like, okay, stop playing for whatever reason, literally just to like have a snack or do this, some of those kids would cry. I'm like, well, we're playing. It's like, okay, but we're gonna take a break and then you can play. Like this shit is learned to teach, to be like, oh, you shouldn't like this person because of the color of their skin. You shouldn't like this person because of their religion. And this means they're inferior to you. That is learned behavior. That is something that is mimicked. That is something that is taught. That is something that is
I mean,
refined.
it doesn't really
and it's
help.
just disgusting.
Yeah, it is taught, but it doesn't help when you have an entire political party that's telling the entire nation, oh, by the way, those people, the brown people from the other
Right.
side of the border, they're criminals and drug dealers and rapists, and they're here to destroy our society.
I was more surprised, like back in 2008 when Trump announced his run for presidency.
That was in
originally.
2015.
Well,
before he was
announced
thinking
his
about it.
presidency,
He was thinking
yeah.
about it.
Like 2012 was
Okay.
when he started bringing it
Gotcha.
up. It's like, hey,
Yeah, but I was surprised that nobody had a problem with that, right? Like just
Right.
inherently, just based off of his morals, right? But then in 2015, when he finally said that he was going to run as a candidate, I was like, yo, okay, what's the platform? Let's hear it first. Let's give the man a fair shake, right? And the platform is Make America Great Again, right? I don't know. If it was just me, or maybe I just think things through very cynically, but like when you bust down that statement, really get to it, like make America great. What about 2020 says that America's great? You know what I'm
He
saying?
did
Like,
it.
Preach.
I don't understand. Like back in 2016, right? Like it wasn't great then. It
I
wasn't.
mean, if you really think about it, like as a history major, when he said "Let's make America great again," I was like, I really
Yeah, but
thought
where?
about that as like, I'm
Yeah.
like, when the fuck was America great?
You mean he means the Great Depression?
meant-
Because that's exactly
yeah.
what we're doing right now.
Well,
I'm just
see, I
saying.
I'll be back.
busted down all the way to
It's
let's
GT2,
make America
2020.
great again by owning slave. Like that's where I busted down to,
Yeah.
bro. And I was like, yeah.
And
This
then
ain't
he
no good.
and then he brought the whole like, oh, we're gonna build the wall. We're gonna have Mexico pay for it. All that.
Yo, to be
The
fair,
biggest wall he made was around the White House.
to be fair, I think Mexico is thinking about putting up a fucking wall. Dog.
Yeah, it's like also, and then
Keep
also
all y'all
Canada
outta
too.
here.
Canada too.
Even Canada wants to do it too.
Canada
was this
too.
plan
Canada's
all along.
Fuck this.
2020.
Yeah.
Get all these countries to pay for all these walls. You ain't got to do it anymore.
And then he can
Perfect.
take the credit for it.
Playing the long
Right.
game.
And also
right?
too is that the whole "Make America Great Again." I know we don't have to talk about politics here, but since we might as well bring it up.
Or white
You know,
people.
the whole he's not the first person to use that slogan. I mean, Ronald Reagan used it back in like the 80s.
During
True.
the
He
Great
used that
Depression.
slogan
Yeah,
too.
for the
True.
yeah. I mean, it's to me, right? Like, I had an inherent problem with that whole campaign going up, right? But
I didn't like him as a person.
Yeah.
Thank
Terrible
you.
I mean,
person.
Oh my
so here's the
God.
thing. I don't know shit about Donald Trump. I don't know shit about most white people, to be honest with you. Don't look into them whatsoever.
If you heard a story about Trump, it's probably true.
Except for Scarlett Johansson. I know a lot about her.
Worth it though.
Worth it.
But
Did your research.
there's a I want to say there's a stigma that goes behind like saying something like that. And it has to be now we recognize it, right? Like more people recognize it.
Right.
But it should have been alarming to begin with. It should have been like, yo, what exactly are you thinking about changing? Because now you've got executive orders coming out of the White House that shouldn't be executive orders.
Like banning
Right.
TikTok.
Well,
That's one of them.
America's real mad about this
No
TikTok ban.
It should. Well,
No,
well,
not that, but the keeping the IC internment camps.
Yeah.
That too, man.
That's the most fucked up executive order I've heard of since we were just hauling
Yeah.
Asian people off and putting them in internment camps. Like it can't be okay with the American people. And there has to be more people talking about that.
Right. it's just
Coincidence.
when
That's
this-
what the Germans did with the Jews, by the way. In
Oh,
case
damn.
some of y'all forgot about that shit. By the way, America wasn't even the first to come up with that bullshit.
Plagiarizing all kinds of things. Stealing
Yeah,
people's
no,
slogans,
what-
Have you
stealing
not
people's internment
noticed?
camps.
He's
And also what doesn't help,
literally
too, is that
Obama's
the-
speeches before.
we-
If you actually look into it, he actually like went back, got like a really old Obama speech, and then remade it by changing a few words.
Totally.
He did.
It's like that's all he does is just take what somebody who's done before them did good.
And my
right?
teacher
Let me
said
take
that was plagiarism.
That is
Amen
yeah.
now.
His
Get you a zero.
the first lady, like she
Yeah,
literally copied a
plagiarized.
speech that Michelle Obama
Michelle
said,
Obama
just
did.
changed a few words, and it was like it's like the equivalent of like, oh, you have to do a 500 word essay, but you only have like 490 words. You're trying to come up with 10 extra words.
Shit. I figure out what he's doing now. He's just quoting everyone. That's what he's always doing. These are quotation marks. Quotes, entire
There's not even
speech.
quotation. Motherfucker.
No, but also when you mentioned earlier
That's
about
how
the
he just quotes like this.
when you mentioned about like the Asian culture, how they're getting affected, what didn't help is that the whole COVID, this whole pandemic, what's going
right.
on,
Yeah.
and a lot of xenophobia is like
I didn't
it kind of
see-
exposed a lot of people.
I hadn't seen hate like that since Obama became president. Like that was kind of unreal, dude. We literally like I work in a retail spot. I'm not gonna say, but I work in
Right.
a retail spot where like we have access to a whole bunch of people coming in and out the doors, and literally watched a man punch a woman in the head just for being Asian. And like,
It's horrible.
bro,
Right.
It's
So let's
ignorance.
keep calling it the China flu. That's a
Yeah,
good idea, right?
Yeah, no, let's.
it's crazy how much like Super was saying. It's crazy how much taught hate there is in America. Like
And
the
how
biggest
much
melting pot
much
in the world.
ignorance. We make it a big thing. Like history is so important to learn. We keep forgetting it when we actually need it. Going to what they're saying, calling it the China flu. Don't call it that, number one. Number two, it's the same. Someone said it was like, oh, it's the same thing as calling it the Spanish flu. What's the problem? Okay, number one, bitches. It wasn't actually discovered in Spain. It was discovered in fucking Kansas. It came from Kansas, motherfuckers. Spain was the one that called it out first. So everyone was like, hey, it's the Spanish flu. And guess what? Spain didn't fucking like that.
Okay, what did I just fucking walk into?
No, it's because
Kansas COVID.
No, it's because we were bringing up how, you know, when the whole the keep make America great again, like what exactly would he's planning on?
Oh,
that.
Cheeto Puff guy.
Right.
Yeah.
The
I didn't know you were a
talk
history major, by the way.
Yes.
So then the talking Cheeto, how he uses all his executive orders.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. Some of them are just like really? Do you really need an executive order for this?
Right.
Notable example, the TikTok, and I don't know, just blew me away. And that was.
I don't understand the whole TikTok thing. They're
They're
gonna
trying
steal
to say
your.
that-
They're gonna steal your identity. They're gonna steal your information.
So it is like every other social media site, but nobody
Yeah.
says
Yeah,
I
but
anything
what-
about
was
it.
if
I'm
you
not-
have Facebook, it's over.
No, but it's different
Oh, but
because
Facebook's okay because it's American.
it's
Facebook's
different.
okay because
Yeah,
it's
no, yeah,
American and owned by
exactly.
a white guy.
Exactly. But I'm like, what the
Robot.
fuck do the Chinese want with me? I'm in debt. I'm broke, and I'm Mexican.
Take my identity. I dare you.
The Chinese are gonna look at it and be like, oh, we chose wrong one.
He
Now
said
mess
his name
around
was
with-
Goku.
Mess around with them. Now they don't prove your credit first, and then be like, "Don't mess it up again."
Bruh, people have tried to steal my identity. Then they look at my credit score and they're like, bruh.
Have y'all just completely off track? But have y'all seen this dude, Uncle Robert, on Facebook and YouTube? This is Asian dude who does like cooking shows, basically.
Oh,
yeah.
But like people come to like his restaurants and ask him to like cook really weird shit.
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about. It's like a taco truck kind of thing, right?
Sort of. Some
Yeah,
of them
yeah.
are like that, but that's just kind of like
His thing, his shtick.
it's just a thing. Like he'll do pop-ups, is what they are.
I
But,
saw one.
No offense to anybody on the panel here, any of our lighter tone friends. Hey, we see y'all.
Oh no,
but-
if they get
I
offended, they're fired.
completely. Wait.
What do I have to be offended about?
No, I thought it was funny because one of these like they're obviously traveling like couples, right? White couples, they're together and they're like, "Hey, can you make us some like really nice spicy noodles, but not too spicy?" And he's like, "Oh my god, why the fuck are you here?" And I was like, "Yo, Uncle Robert."
Oh, I saw
play,
that. That's
bro.
the one I saw. That is the only one I've seen where he's like, "White people always ruining everything. You put salt and pepper, and you
You
ruin
think
the
it's good
flavor.
enough?
Yes,
you need
Uncle
to
Robert
eat
is
spicy to
funny,
learn
bro.
to eat some flavor."
Uncle Robert's funny, bro.
Then he turned around and gave the dude extra hot. To my, you build immunity. You'll be stronger now.
No, he's
Yeah,
like,
he did.
you have to teach him to like spicy. You train
dude's
him,
funny,
and the
bro.
guy's like, he's leaving like, you give me good review, you give me good review, you give me bad
Yup.
review, I find you. You forgot your woman. Dude, I laughed so fucking hard.
Uncle Roger, don't like colander. You know, use colander for
Oh,
rice.
Roger,
Why
yeah,
white
that's his
people
name.
always using teacup?
Yeah. That's
We're
just-
not
a
we're not
unit of
trying to
measurement.
sound racist towards white people, but
I
Growing
give you
up-
permission. I don't
growing
think I
up-
could do that.
growing up with Mexican food and Cajun food, spicy, like there are certain levels of spiciness I can't handle, but that's like that level of spiciness is you came from a small village in the mountains in Mexico where they don't have a refrigerator, so the only way to kill all the bacteria is to drown it in peppers.
Hey, clean
My
your system out,
partner
too.
is from South Louisiana, so I'm not allowed to not have spice in my life. So like gumbo,
You know how
chicken etouffee,
it's easier to
all
make
this
you a
stuff.
list of dishes
Ragu
from
patat.
Louisiana that don't have any spices in it.
Yeah,
I
their
honestly wanna
parents
try
can't
gumbo
put
and
salt in
etouffee. I
their
just
food
don't
at all
want to have
because of the heart
pork in it.
Oh
condition.
my god,
so
homemade gumbo is so fucking good. Like
I call it swamp soup.
I want to try it. Just leave out the pork, please. I can't do it. I can't do it.
that's
They're
gonna be a
gonna,
little.
they're gonna look at you like,
At that, no, it's not that. It's at that point they would
I'll
have
be
to make you your
smooted.
own.
I'm sorry.
At that point, they would have to make you your own gumbo pot because
No, I understand all
They
that.
just won't
Which in
invite
some
you.
households that does happen. So
Sometimes, rarely.
sometimes. But they gotta
Rarely.
like you though.
They
They gotta like you. They gotta
Yeah,
like you a lot.
you gotta come before the gumbo start, which is
They
about
won't- they
12
just won't invite
hours
you.
before the party.
I got you.
right. No, if you like, you gotta come to. You
Don't
gotta
bring
come
Super
to.
Jew.
You gotta come to grandma and be like, Grandma, like, can you? You gotta do it right as she's starting though. And then
Right.
if you catch her right as she's starting and she's in a good mood, she'll be like, all right, baby, I got you. But if you catch her halfway through
Oh yeah.
and she's frustrated
I
and she's
understand.
sweating,
Get the fuck out.
You ain't doing
So-
it. Just
And
not
she-
looking at general direction.
And
guess
you
like
get the fuck out. You ain't
If
gonna
she-
make it out of the room.
right?
I mean,
No,
like,
especially when she's sweating like a Mexican picking strawberries. You ain't.
Saying,
I get, like, I
once they
guess
get
I
that
can eat
gumbo
a wrap.
going,
I guess I could just like do when all we had was pepperoni pizzas. Like when all my friends would just get pepperoni pizzas, I would just like pick them off and be like, "Here, anybody want my extra slices? There you go."
that's a wild
Oh
story.
right, I was thinking vegans. I'm like, I thought you couldn't eat it no matter
I'm
what,
not
as long as it's
vegan, bitch. I'm
no.
kosher.
I mistook the two. I mistook vegans for like Jews when it comes to the diet.
Well, if you're not
I mean,
sure
yes,
if you're not
some
sure what to
Jews
get
are
her,
vegan, but
just give her
that's
something
not
vegan.
a
No.
blanket statement that
I
Jews are
mistake them in the sense that I thought like if it's cooked with pork, you can't eat it whatsoever.
I mean, technically, but this is Texas. We're in America, and an idiot.
It's
So-
Texas.
No, you
It's
had me at
Texas.
Texas, and then you said America. I was like, ugh.
Ruined it.
Well, okay, sorry. But yeah, so like this is Texas, so like everything's like cooked with something or other. So yeah, that's what I learned to do is just take off stuff, and if I
Meat
can,
is a side
yeah.
of smaller meat.
Look, I got nothing against
Or
vegans,
just-
but being vegan is way too expensive.
You gotta be like into it, and
Well, no,
right
it's
now I'm not into it.
expensive because
Yeah,
it,
I'll be right back. I
Mm-hmm.
think he finally arrived. He was asleep, by the way.
Hey. But,
I knew it.
Danielin
Well,
says,
yeah.
I like spiced food, but not spicy. There's a lot of spices that are not spicy. I use 0 salt and 0 pepper in my food, but yeah, I'm still weak.
Don't
There's
have
vinegar.
curry. Don't ever eat no curry.
I love curry.
That
Thai
shit
curry
gonna
is my
fuck you up, dude.
favorite.
I like spicy food.
Mm-mm.
I just
Wait, how do you
I get
not
in
like
trouble.
spicy? Well, there's really not that much
Huh?
spicy food in Chicago.
No, I've been to Chicago. There's not a lot. It's like half and half, I think.
I don't like this nigga.
Just yelling in the
it's
background.
It's specific spice. Like you have to
Right.
go. Hey,
So,
Hello.
look at
I
this
was
black
hoping
man.
to see TJ. I can't hear
Excuse
him.
me. Excuse me, fine. Hold on. Let me.
Put it on speaker.
It's gonna be
There
an
you go.
echo probably.
I was
Yeah,
hoping to see him, but you know how that goes. I'm sorry,
your
I'm
heads-
letting everybody.
Put your heads
I'm
right next to
just
each other
woke
and just extend it over.
You know what? He needs to have earbuds. Like in high school, whenever people would share the earbuds,
One
like
gets a
one
left,
over
Yeah.
here.
one gets a right.
Oh,
Hold on.
wow.
Give me a sec. Give me a second.
You got those?
Hold on. I got you. Go in there. Right. Walk in there. Go to my
I got
office.
you. Now go get the stuff that I
Lock
need.
the door.
I got you,
Lock
but
it.
you go get it.
All right. In my office area.
I got him, no problem.
There you go. Hold on. We almost back.
Wow.
Hey, so
old
slowly.
school, old school.
Nigga, they still sell these brand new. What you mean? Listen, need my work headset. Hold on. Plugging in
Gotta
this-
untangle it.
There is
There you go.
there is a spicy seafood ramen in a restaurant
There,
near
hold on.
Dallas
There we go.
that is
Alright.
so fucking great.
There we go.
I've eaten
Good
so
shit.
much spicy ramen that I can't eat regular ramen anymore. 'Cause it,
I'm so mad that Ninja Ramen is not like available for me right now because that used to be my spot.
I like tamashis.
I say I need to take what? Have you been to Virginia yet?
Yeah, I've
told
been,
me to
Nah,
go
I'm
there.
past that.
You told me to go
Yeah.
there.
I've been to
I'm past
Genius,
this,
but I think tamashis is better.
I like Tiger Den.
I've
Tiger
never
Den,
been to
aye.
fucking Tiger Den.
Oh shit, I knew him.
Wait,
Hey, what's
oh,
up?
Hey, GameStop, give people.
Welcome,
Stupid.
sir.
Late
Welcome.
introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, late
Oh, yeah.
introduction.
This
Oh
is.
wait.
Oh,
Wait.
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
don't
hold
you
on,
don't.
hold on,
oh, wait,
hold on,
stop,
hold on.
Stop.
Oh, I got.
Wait.
I got. Oh, yeah.
Can y'all
You
not do
can't-
this?
Oh, we gotta do it.
We
Come
have
on,
to.
We
man.
have to do it. You were late. If you weren't late, then I wouldn't have to give you a special intro.
No,
Yes.
I want this.
Oh yes, it's coming.
Hold up.
Oh, he has an
Wait,
extra
where's my phone?
special
I
intro.
actually-
If you haven't
Oh,
got,
okay.
actually haven't
You have to go with light. You can't go with deluxe no more.
we can't go with deluxe. Now I think I was making a new one.
I
Hold
can
on.
go for a deluxe
my
pizza
phone
right
at?
about now.
Did you leave your phone on the call?
No, I got it.
Yeah, me too.
Hey.
Hold on. I got you because I
I'm on
sent
my
this to
way.
a lot of people yesterday.
Shut up.
What?
Ooh, yeah.
I can't
order a
have cheese.
pizza.
I still can't have cheese yet.
Why? Oh, because of your diet.
I'm dieting.
We want to go to.
Here, nigga.
Oh, we're going with the original. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What?
This better be amazing.
I did this to myself.
did.
Tapium. Warning, before taking Tapium, protection will be provided. Tapium can be used as a replacement for most sleep aids. Tapium does contain the chemical acarite. Don't operate heavy machinery after taking Tapium. May include swelling of the uterus due to being pregnant. If
First of all,
becomes
I don't like
pregnant,
that one.
Tapium will be there to support. Please contact nearest psychiatrist if you experience the side effects of what we refer to as crazy dick. Tapium, everybody.
Hey.
Yeah.
Tapium.
Doesn't
We
Tab
usually
not
do-
have sugar?
No, it doesn't have sugar. It's
you
actually
go.
it works with most diets.
We usually give him the thunderstorm after that, but I ain't got it set up.
Right, there's several editions of it, like Deluxe, Supreme, and the new one that's being developed right now called Quantum.
Quantum?
Look,
Ooh.
Quantum, what the hell? I didn't know about that.
Battery powered, has a new like slick gel that comes with it.
Yeah, heard it here, folks. This podcast is brought to you by Tapion. It now comes in quantum.
Yo, I want his one-up arcade. Turtles in Time.
He doesn't use it anyway.
He doesn't use it.
I don't
No.
use it.
It's a shelf with buttons.
Oh my goodness! If you ever sell it, let me know. I want it so bad.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's what he did with his check from the government.
Yeah, that's literally what I did with my stimulus.
Let's not talk about my stimulus.
I bought my mom stuff, so
Where's my
Oh,
damn
you see.
stimulus? I'm still waiting
Well,
for
okay,
mine.
after I had paid, after I sent money to my baby mama for child support, I was like, hey, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to Walmart. And then someone was staring right at me. I'm like, what? You never seen a motherfucker buy a Ninja Turtle arcade cabinet for himself?
Right?
No business.
Right?
exact. I feel that wholeheartedly. I 100%. I'm behind that 100%.
I am
Makes
very
you happy.
like right here on the podcast. I am. It doesn't seem like I'm professional, but trust me, this is my professional tone. Even when I say shit like motherfucker, that is me being professional. Son of a bitch. But when I'm out in the streets, I'm like smoking. I'm like, damn.
Goku, move the mouse.
No.
Move the mouse.
What's going on with the mouse?
White people always telling me what to do.
Oh,
Hey, I feel that, man.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Shit.
You gotta understand, like I give them shit for being white, like every episode.
He does.
Usually me.
No, you had
Yes,
your
that's-
mouse
that's-
over Damon King's face. That's rude. That is our guest, bro.
How dare you cover up his face?
Jesus Christ, start calling me. I fuck. Oh yeah, I hate being called bro. I really do.
oh damn.
I'm not your bro.
So what did
Okay.
What
Okay, sis, what do you want now?
How was your nap?
Damn.
Don't tell me that either.
I knew that
That's
was-
worse.
I don't know. All right. To be fair,
Oh man.
no, I've been out all day.
Sorry, that
Fuck
was
you,
that,
dude.
that was the corona, my bad.
No. That was it.
By the way, as someone that's almost as old as you, I have to agree those are old man naps.
Those are all men now.
Damn.
Y'all the
They
same
accept
age.
it.
You
Look.
beat him by a couple months.
Look. Okay, so I've been out pretty much
Mhm.
all day after rearranging my room.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remember that asshole?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure it didn't happen.
I
Oh,
so
no, he got a new bed set.
so yesterday
Ooh.
I went to Rooms to Go.
to
bought
test
a
out the
new-
new Tapium.
No, you know what? I shouldn't even be saying this, but I'm gonna hurt myself doing it. I actually got insurance for the bedroom set too.
Just in case it gets to deluxe.
I knew Quantum was powerful, but goddamn.
So
Shit, son.
So I got the set. Well, I'm getting the set, but part of my brain was like, "Yo, I'm getting a new bedroom set. Why not move everything around so everything can fit?"
It makes sense.
And I didn't think. I was like, "I'm bored at night. Let me just do this right now." And I in the midst of doing it, I get distracted so much. Like I was gonna watch like right now, I'm getting distracted. Let me tell you. I went to HBO Max because I was gonna watch that show with Jesse Smollett's sister, or I forgot what it was. It's like I don't know. And then I realized,
Lovecraft.
yeah, I was gonna watch that. Found out that DC's streaming service is actually on HBO Max. And I was like,
Yep.
oh shit, I'm about to. You know me. You know what I went to. I'm
Harley
going straight
Quinn.
to the Harley Quinn cartoon. Oh, this show. The show is actually really
I had to
good.
watch both seasons. The shit
I
was
was
hilarious.
I was in the middle of watching season 1. I was like, oh shit. And by the time I realized what time it was about 3 a.m. And I was like, oh, I've already taken everything off this big ass yellow shelf that I have. I took everything out the cubes. And I took everything. I was like, oh fuck, let me go on and finish moving this stuff around. And then by the time I realized that happened, it was 6. I was like, oh, maybe I should sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Then
That happens a lot.
And then,
That's how the old man nap starts.
right? You tired, you're tucking yourself out during the
no,
day.
because so a friend of mine hit me and was like, hey, let's go to the mall. And I was like, bet, because I ain't been. Went there.
Holy
went
shit.
there around, 12 o'clock? What happened?
Dude, I just got like... Oh, okay, that one's different. Okay, I got 4 Amber Alerts all at once.
Okay, you too?
goddamn.
Okay, I'm just making sure it wasn't me.
Okay, public
I said
safety...
yeet kids, not take kids, people. Listen. Yeet
This
them.
is from
Don't
earlier.
keep them.
Oh, this is from July.
Eat, don't keep.
What?
Yeet,
You're
don't
getting-
keep.
We're putting that on the
Yeet,
shirt.
don't keep.
We're putting it on the shirt. Yeet the kids,
Damn, I
don't
got
keep
4.
them.
As soon as you said something about eating kids, they kept them.
Is that the new hashtag? Eat, don't keep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We gotta-
Yes.
No, because we do have a serious problem in the United States.
I got. Is it for this
Child
Sarah
trafficking.
Beth Hawley?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yep, truth.
I got it up here in Dallas.
All right, so
all of it.
we were talking about you. You told yourself, "I'm gonna go to bed early today," and then you looked outside your window. And you're like, "Oh shit, is that the sun?"
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was like, all right, I'm gonna set my alarm for 11 because I'm just gonna go to the mall like around 12 because the mall don't open up at 12. Went to the mall, walked around, and so me being me, I just can't stay still. I went to the mall, the comic book shop, which Bedrock. On
Yeah.
my way back, on my way back, I went to Target just to see if I really wanted this. What is it? It's oh my god, a container that goes under the bed because I got a bunch of wires.
Wires.
Shit, I know you ain't talking.
Huh?
On my
You're not
ass.
talking about
Oh
me.
no,
We're talking
we
about
doing it early?
We talking you.
Can I finish? Or you gonna
Go ahead. I
you gonna let me finish? Okay, we can come back.
didn't.
Okay,
Alright,
just making sure. I'm just making sure.
You got the containers
Do you
right
need
there.
like 5 minutes? You can hash this out as a couple.
Nah, because get the hell off me. Oh, shoot. You so much.
Sugar lumps don't be that way.
As they argue, public service announcement: 5 out of every 6 podcasters use the Blue Yeti mic. Remember, when you want sound quality, Blue Yeti's the way to go.
Eh.
I'll say
Oh,
Six out of six, baby.
6 out of 6.
So
I think
In the-
four of the 6 are silver colored. 2 of them are blue.
yes, I'm
Yeah, because
ain't gonna lie, I was gonna try to
four of
Black.
us-
Oh wait,
four of
oh
us
no,
are blue.
3 are
Black.
3 are silver, 1's black, and 2 are blue.
It's not the color; it's the quality.
All right, three of us are basic.
That's why I went with the black.
I'm basic.
Hey, it doesn't
I
matter
got
what.
blue. 'cause
They
I like
make
blue.
fun of me because I want the blue one. They're like, why you want to be different? I'm like,
Goku wants the
blue
black one.
right.
I want the black one.
Right.
So
I got blue because I like blue. And if
I
Right?
wanted a
I
red
don't
one
need
because
all the
my
reason.
chair
It's
and my
like the blue.
headphones.
You good.
My
I'm
headphone
going
and
if
chair
you
are
don't
red,
do
but
that.
I want black because I wear black t-shirts and I have black hair. So
Hey, all black everything.
all
Let's
right,
go.
I'll fuck with that. So
Okay.
in the middle of
Getting
me,
the containers.
no, getting the containers. Then I was like, I remember I have not eaten anything since last night. Like,
Bridge
night before.
version.
Oh, bridge version. When
Fast forward.
I went to a bunch of places, got something to eat, finally came home and went to sleep, and
Nice.
and put my phone on
Damn.
vibrator.
Wait,
Put my
what?
vibrator. I didn't realize you guys were calling.
So
I was like,
I
oh,
called
shit.
this man like 3 times right before the show
Two.
started.
I got 2. Goddamn it! Don't get it twisted.
Fine 2.
man, you gotta understand that they were roasting you the entire time you weren't here. And this
Yeah,
man
I
taking his
already know.
old man naps, having to take his vitamins, drink his Metamucil. He's got to get his cane. He's
That's
got to.
extra, but I was thinking it though. He right
Before he even starts coming this way, he's got to go outside in front of his lawn and wave his cane at kids walking on his lawn. You damn nabbit, damn kids. Get off my front lawn.
I feel like that was an add-on, but that was funny. Damn.
Hey, like what just happened?
I was
Like-
like, we didn't say that, but I'll take credit for that one.
You disappeared for a minute.
Talk
Welcome
about
back.
then,
me-
as you're
to
driving
me-
in the car, you got to
You're
yell at
good,
drivers.
you're
You know what?
good.
Get off the road. Back in my
Okay.
day, you know.
Yeah, because
Wow.
all y'all like
back
froze.
in my day.
Because all y'all
Yeah.
froze, and I was like, "Oh shit, John Lee got us again." God damn it, motherfucker.
He got
Took
you
you out.
because you kind of went
He
off
got
and then you
me.
came back.
Okay, motherfucker.
You're good.
Okay, cool.
Well, now,
No.
now he's here.
We make fun of Goku for the same thing.
Yeah, y'all make fun of me all the time for having a bad connection all the fucking time.
And take a nap.
Yeah, see, Goku takes naps too. See, that's why he admitted it. That was an old man now.
Hey man, fuck y'all, dog. Y'all love a nap. A good nap can save a long.
I took me a
You know what?
old man nap like 3 weeks ago.
You know what, you know what? When you're napping, you have these great ass dreams. Where you know what I dream about? I dream about going out and having fun. Then I wake up and it's still fucking coronavirus.
Right? Like, no, and it's not even a long nap. It's just like a short
Like that?
little hour, maybe.
Now I can't even feel bad when you say it like
Oh, you had a 1 hour nap.
Oh
This
no, I have
motherfucker here.
anxiety, so when I sleep, I can only sleep like 5 hours at a time. So
That ain't a
Nah,
nap.
you-
You just went to bed.
My mom tells me I
A
go to
nap
sleep
is
like a
4
dead man.
hours or less.
4 hours or
it was
less.
4 hours or less.
No, naps are 30 minutes or less.
If you go 5.
That's some bullshit. No. Last time-
Right there. Staring at
Last time I listened to a white person's instruction, I ended up in jail.
Wasn't my instructions.
Mm.
I
a
wouldn't
trick.
do that.
Put your hands behind your back kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
You have the
hold
right
this.
to remain
Freeze.
silent. Was that one?
Freeze! Don't go anywhere. Stay here.
No,
Step
you
in
can
the
go in
car,
that building.
please.
Go ahead.
Confess.
Okay, estado biblioteca.
Eh.
Nah, fuck that, dude. When you get pulled, when you're Latino and this shade of brown, they'll pull you over and be like, "Donde están tus papeles?"
Awfully south for that English.
It's like, "Oh, hello, officer. I am a U.S. citizen." Damn, his accent's good. He's been practicing.
Oh man.
Anyway, so before you joined us, you were talking about something about wires and cabinets and
Containers.
Oh,
bed insurance.
Oh me? Oh no. I did the abridged version. TJ don't like the long version of a story. Speaking of which, hey nigga, pay attention.
What's up? What's going on? What we doing?
Hey, you got one who does that too?
What we
Ours
talking
is
about?
Keep It Sonic. He does the same
I
thing.
hate when he does that.
No, but Sonic pays attention.
I hate that
What's
so
Hold on.
much.
In his
going
defense,
on?
at the beginning of the show, he goes, "If I'm not paying attention, most likely playing video games." Get my
Yeah, he
attention."
did say
did.
that.
He did it.
Got a
Oh,
disclaimer.
Okay.
He disclaimed it.
Okay. Just making sure. Because you can tell that man anything. And he's like, I don't remember you telling me that. Like,
Word of
I don't.
advice:
hell?
you don't need to buy insurance for your bed. Buy the bed frame from one of these Mexican companies or from Mexico itself, where they still make the bed frame out of like real thick ass wood.
Of the durable joints.
Hell yeah! You know how
Makes
many
sense.
times? I mean, never
Let me
mind.
see this.
The Goku Express.
Use the code.
well,
Goku.
damn! Everyone in the
about this?
comments
Oh,
has
no.
naps 4 hours long. Oh shit!
That a nap is
yeah, what was
4
that about
hours
the
or
naps?
less.
Back up.
Dandelion took a
Back
nap
up.
for
I shot
17
down
hours.
that
Damn, that's a coma.
My sword right
A
now.
long rest
You
is
gotta grab
5
it, that
hours or
little
more.
shit.
Yeah,
Did he just bring out a hatchet?
he did just
So,
bring
okay,
out.
It's not mine, but
So random story.
I'm hot.
I'm down for that.
Can't see. So I opened a door not expecting a package, and it has my name on it. It has my address, and I was like, "Oh, maybe this is these backpacks I ordered." I
Weird
open it
looking
and I go whoosh.
The fuck?
and instant hard on.
That was we weren't going to say that part, but anyway, I was like, maybe somebody got this for me as a gift. So I started calling people around. I called the first person who would order this. No, it wasn't me. I called my mom because my mom tried to give me stuff. She thought I would definitely not get your crazy ass weapons, and I was like, wait, you're right. I called several people, and I even posted on Facebook to see if somebody says anything. Nobody is admitting it to it. I checked the company. Company cannot be found. So I'm like, yo. Somebody's like, they're trying to prep you for a zombie apocalypse. I was like,
Or it's a warning.
Oh, you know what? You know what made it? You know what might have happened? It was for you, but it was for you in another universe.
Ooh.
Time.
Oh goodness.
The paradox.
We
Your
go on
future self
multiverse
sent
theory?
that back in time.
Yeah,
to
because
you.
think about it. The company doesn't exist anymore.
right?
Ooh.
Or yet.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was like, search for the
Picture,
company
if you
hospital.
will.
It's in Georgia and everything. I was like, yo, I don't know. Hey, got me a new hatchet though.
Hey,
You know,
As I
whenever
like to call him.
when we were
you named him.
oh my
his
god,
name is Eudemus Maximus.
Daniel,
Say it again, people. Say it again, motherfuckers. You're talking.
Oh, sorry. So it's Eudemus Maximus.
I love
Eudemus-
it.
Hey, hey, hold on.
I love it.
Dude, to Miss Maximus.
I love
Here
it.
comes Tom.
Oh, speaking of which, I have a story to share, and this is the reason why we didn't go to fucking Tiger's Den. So we go to I go pick up my friend Trunks and all them at the place they're living. This place smells like fucking cat piss. So I refuse to hang out with them at the house, and my friend Trunks hates living there. So I go pick him up. He's like, "Hey, we can hang out, but let's go somewhere." I'm like, "Let's go to Tiger Den." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I've never been to Tiger Den." So the guy that owns the house comes with us, and my friend Zarek's with us. So the guy that owns the house is climbing out of the car, and for some dumb fucking reason, he puts his hand in the door the doorway of the passenger in front of him. Like when you climb out of a car, you don't put your hand in the other doorway to climb out. So he does this. He puts his hands there. Eric doesn't see his fucking hand, so he slams the fucking door on him. And I'm getting out of the car. I'm getting out of the car really slowly because, you know, I fucking hate life at this point. And all I hear is, ah! Ah! Oh, unlock the fucking door. Unlock. And I don't respond to yelling, so I'm all like, huh?
You better calm down.
What?
No, for real.
Sounds-
Huh?
sounds-
What? Oh.
That sounds like somebody.
So
I know.
it took me a legit 30 seconds to unlock the door. I'm pushing, and it took me that long because I pushed the wrong fucking button. So I'm like, oh wait, no, that's for the window. My bad. So I finally unlocked the door. He's like, my hand got. I'm like, what happened? My hand got crushed in the doorway. Why was your hand in the doorway? I was climbing out, but why was it there?
Fair.
I'm like, and like to me,
that sounds like TJ.
That's hey, I'm saying that's a legitimate question. Like,
Yeah.
why is your hand there?
Right?
though?
Why
See-
was your
see,
hand there?
I'm like,
as
you're
long
fine
as-
though, right? I'm like, you're fine though, right? It might be broken. And I look at dude.
Well,
Like, look. Okay, I tell you what. Let's go inside and eat first. We'll get you a bag of ice, and then I'll take you to the hospital. How about that? He's like, no, I need to go now. But Tiger Den. No, I need to go now. And I'm so pissed, dude. He pissed me off so bad. I took the back streets to get to the hospital. Okay. Let me put it to you like this.
I'm
Let me
looking
put it to you
dead
like-
at a fool who would do that shit too.
Let me put it.
First
let me-
of all,
That one or that one?
you no
That
him.
one or that
Him. He know who he is.
That
That one.
one? That one.
that
Yes.
sound like that
Just
sound
to-
like
just to
that
put in
sound like a
perspective how long
Don
it took me to get
maneuver.
there.
That ain't me.
Taking the freeway I had to take him to the VA hospital close to the medical, like
Oh.
between downtown and medical.
Oh man.
And we were near where Delta HCon is on Westheimer
Yeah.
near the Beltway, like outside, like right outside Houston. So normally, on the freeway would take you 25 minutes to get to the VA. Took it the back streets. Took me 45 minutes to get there.
I ain't gonna lie, that's what me too.
Were you
Fuck
talking
it.
shit all the
Fuck
way
this
there?
guy.
Please tell me you were talking shit the
I
whole way.
was. I so
Have
was.
you met this guy?
Yep,
I
that
was like,
me.
you know what? If that had been my
Your
fat
hand
ass.
broken, but we could have been eating if your
No,
dumb ass
no,
didn't
no.
put
This
your
is what I
hand
said.
in the wrong
You know,
place.
I was like, you know what? Had it been my fat ass, I would have been like, let's eat first.
It's good to go plate.
Yeah, basically just
Fuck no.
let the adrenaline kick in and just be like not feeling the pain.
Bruh, I broke my ribs and still partied. I partied until the cops made me go to the hospital.
There's not a lot of Gokus out there though.
And the whole time we're there,
Thank
we're
God.
waiting. And the whole time we're waiting, I'm like, hey, Trunks, let's go get some food because it's already gonna be 9. Almost everything's gonna close. So we'll bring them back something. So we go to Fuddruckers. We're the only ones there. They don't really care. They don't mind. They're really cool.
Right.
We come back. It's been 4 hours since he's been in the hospital at the VA. I'm like, I swear, and I'm telling Trunks at the restaurant, I swear to God, dude, if his hand's not fucking broken, I'm gonna be
break that
fucking pissed. I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. As soon as we get there, yeah,
Spoiler.
no, they took a X-ray of it and it's sprained, and I was like, son of a bitch. So
Hey, it's
entire
sprained at
time,
least.
the entire time I was driving like this,
You dumbass.
motherfucker.
Angry.
And then he's talking shit about the guy that closed, fucking Eric, fucking dumbass, fucking closed the door on my hand. And then Eric's like sitting next to him, ignoring him, like, I don't hear anything.
Nah, it couldn't be us three. We talking
Oh
shit.
no, I'm talking.
Yeah, we
Oh,
talking
shit.
a lot of shit.
First of all,
your hand's sprung.
First of all, TJ would probably threaten you when you open your door. Like, my hand. First of all, I don't know who you yelling at, but you know.
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck you raising your voice to, but
No. Now
Close it again.
I've matured since then. That was like 3 years ago. I've matured since then. Now, if you yell at me like that, hey, oh shit, you know what? I'm gonna look for the person you yelling at like that.
Right? Because it can't be me. I know it ain't me.
I'm just saying.
I will leave
Like, we
your.
could have been eating ramen, but your dumb ass got your hand in the door.
No, I told him like
you
next
put your
time,
hand
dude,
there?
I told him to his face, next time your hand gets smashed, I will leave you there and I will walk inside Tiger Dens and eat.
That sounds like a Don move.
What are you talking about? I ain't even telling them. I'm just playing.
Oh, it gets better
gonna have
though.
to make it
It
after
gets
this.
better. It gets way better.
Ow.
So it turned his wallet's gone.
Goku,
Wow.
did you
Bitch gonna be
take it?
busting them suds.
He's
And
gonna
so
go hungry.
he's trying to figure out what happened to his wallet. What happened to my wallet? I'm like, dude, what do you mean what happened to your wallet? Don't you have it? You know what? I think I accidentally threw it when I smashed my hand.
why would you? All right, listen.
No, and then I ask him like, okay,
I'm getting out the car.
so you're telling me that as you're climbing out, when the door smashes your hand, you're like, and you yeet at that motherfucker like a football?
Like a child.
Whoa.
You're just like, no, don't need this. My hand, it hurts.
My hand. Din, 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 din.
Go, be free.
Because this is not calculating correctly. Like I go in pain. I ball up. Like I try to get everything to
In, not
compress.
out.
This motherfucker go.
My hand.
No,
He had, like, his
no,
white
we
hand.
described it
Hold
as
on, even the
no, we
motion
described it
right,
as him.
like-
We
like,
described it as him throwing it like a football, like.
Okay, let's try.
Wait,
Hold
the
up.
spark.
Smash your hand.
Okay, smash.
No.
That's pretty much how we described it.
Was it?
You wanna try?
You tried a minute. Oh my god!
It don't feel right. It
Down.
don't feel right.
2
Nope.
plus 2 don't equal go. I'm sorry. He really got-
He had to have had his wallet in his hand to do that while he was climbing out of the car.
It's almost
Who
like he
does that?
planned it. Like
Huh.
my wallet is in my pants or in my pocket. Sorry.
He really didn't want to go.
Well, no, because he
In my
was talking.
opinion.
He was
That could be
talking
good.
shit about the car. He was already talking shit about my car. Like,
Oh, you should let his
Oh,
ass
he
up.
walking. What you talking
He
about?
should have. Yeah, he was walking.
I'm like,
that
he's like,
point-
the car don't
you
have
must-
AC. He's like, car don't have AC. I'm like, it do have
Lean
AC.
out the window.
They don't
got
have
brakes.
AC when you
Stop,
in it.
Nah,
though.
open the door,
I-
get out.
I drove around for like 6 or 7 months with no AC in a car that like when I was in college, and I would drive everywhere. But anytime anyone had something to say about like no AC, well, you have AC at the dorm.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. Like, I bet an Uber does have AC,
Right?
Hey.
Your
Yeah,
legs
you
get,
run
get that
fast
good
enough.
wind.
No, the car did have AC. It's just that when he's in my car, it doesn't.
Damn.
Fair enough.
Damn. Wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that one.
The car did. I don't have the car anymore. The car did have AC, but I'm like, you know what? Just for you, Chim, I'm gonna roll down the window because you're. No, because I told him like the
440 AC.
car doesn't have working AC. Well, my car doesn't smell like cat piss, so it's an equivalent exchange.
Fair enough.
It's a monkey's paw.
No, because he's one of those like
Wow.
I'm not friends with this guy anymore. I'm not friends with him anymore because he's one of those people that like, oh, coronavirus is fake and they're just
the
doing
Corona
it.
diner.
Yeah, he's one of those. They're
Get
doing
the
it.
fuck out.
They're doing it to make the president look bad and.
We
He don't need
a virus
help.
for that.
Those.
He don't need any help. He already looks bad. He could just stand there and he'd look bad.
Like there was this one girl he was hitting on. There's this white girl. She's older and he was hitting on her. And she's like, God, how do I get him to stop hitting on me? He won't stop. He keeps asking if I'm single. You really want to get him to stop
Tell him
hitting
you're
on
not
you?
single.
No, I told him. I told my friend Trunks, tell him she's dating a black guy. Trust me, he'll stop.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh, he's better than what I said. I was gonna say she had a dick. That works for some people.
No, tell him she's dating a black guy and he'll stop. And as soon as I said that, everyone that knows him laughed.
Oh shit.
Everyone laughed because they know it's true.
Oh, neat. Let me share it.
Sorry, COVID.
I'm sorry.
What y'all doing over there?
He just found out how they're live streaming it, so we're sharing Geek Fiverr on basically on our personal pages. I put it on our the Black Table podcast to make sure people know that where we're doing this special crossover episode.
Yeah, no, actually we
DC
had
Legends of Tomorrow.
we have 12
Tom
people
Jones,
watching
super
right
smart.
now, but we had 20 people when we started off. The people that were interested, yeah, y'all got a
Till
following.
somebody showed up.
Oh shit!
Yeah. It be like that.
I don't know. You left, Jace, and then like suddenly we went from like 12 to like 3.
Oh.
Oh, like
yes,
when we like last Monday when we
Tuesday.
had Epic Voice Guy, it was like what, like less than 10, and then Keyblade showed up, and then it jumped up to like 20.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
the draw.
Keyblade's the draw, not the honest voice guy.
I'm the I'm the demo god.
So okay, I guess
Oh,
we
God.
haven't. Speaking of podcasts, we haven't asked. I don't know if we've asked this. I feel like we haven't. But what made y'all decide to get together and start the podcast?
Oh,
An
we did not
argument
ask that.
about Virgil.
Yes.
That
First?
was
Oh.
that was in the development of it.
No.
Really?
That was
was
I
wrong?
feel like that was it.
No,
Who was
because
wrong?
that was the
Oh
same
no, no,
night.
no.
That
Okay,
was
you're
the
right.
same
You're right.
night.
Yeah, no, that
Okay.
was the same night.
So we were talking about it for the longest, right? And so TJ was loving it. He was loving it. I was like, you know what? It's my boys. I don't give a damn. I'll jump on, right?
Actually, you know what truly started this?
What's up?
It was somebody who tried to play victim.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, that's that same night. This all on
It
that
is the same night though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had an incident where somebody was not being the way they should. So we start.
Wasn't being an adult.
He wasn't being an
No,
adult.
he wasn't.
being an adult. And we were just cracking jokes about it. And then us three sat at a table, and it was predominantly white people there. So when we sat at the
It
table,
was a white people birthday, you know. I mean,
It
we
was
was
a white
listening to
birthday.
country
Yeah.
music, you know what I'm saying? I was out there doing the hokey pokey and shit, you know.
That's Goku's favorite song.
but was it the person birthday we're there for? He goes, "Hey, look, that's the black table," and then we
Yeah,
all
just
looked.
Oh no!
Yo, and he was like, "No, I didn't mean like that." We're like, "No, fuck that. That's the name." There we go. And then we was like, "Yo, it's only us two." We moved our table to the side, like, "Yeah, that's." But like, we always talking shit, going back and forth. And we're like, "Man, might as well like let people listen to it, and get entertained by it." The main person that if he doesn't pay attention, when he is paying attention,
Right.
What's good? I'm always paying attention. What's good?
Yeah, we give his credit.
No.
Motherfucker hatchet.
Oh shit!
Oh, hatchet. Hold on.
Look at you. See?
He has to turn on the safety.
Yo,
Now it only-
they go click, click.
Now it only stuns.
I'm like, yo, I love it.
Shotgun shell comes out. Like, yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, I actually did.
Oh,
Believe
So
it.
not a
Holy.
gun blade, but a gun hatchet.
Oh, look at that! While you're cutting a
And it has
motherfucker,
the
you can
surprise.
shank him at the same
An
time.
axe gun is the Black Ranger's weapon, right?
Right.
The first
Yes!
one, the best weapon.
yes.
You shoot
thank
them
you.
and hex them.
Yeah.
At the
But,
same time.
He's the base of the entire.
Are you on Planet Namek right now? Like, hold up, I'm not
Yeah, he
paying.
is.
Yes,
I just looked up.
Oh, every
He is,
5
he's
minutes
on
he
fire.
changes his background.
I do it whenever Goku doesn't look.
I'm always.
I could have sworn I saw
looking.
Smokey the Bear at one
I'm
point.
always
It was
watching.
Bears, Pringles can. Like, I was looking at all of them. Like,
Oh, speaking of Pringles, hold up.
anyway. But back to what I said. But
Yeah,
This is
thank-
the
thank you,
intelligence
TJ.
test that the president couldn't pass.
But thank you,
That's a
TJ,
triangle.
because he puts in a lot of work to it. He's developed several skills,
Mm-hmm.
and even though I don't know if he did hear us when he praised this fool, besides him praising himself a lot,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
oh,
I praise
get
myself.
that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh no,
give
you done
credit.
make it even better when you got on the wig.
He gonna go get it if you keep saying it.
I was already thinking about it.
We
it.
thought about
Okay,
it. We mentioned
so-
it earlier.
So you run the technical like for the podcast, right?
That's
Uh,
right. He's the main technical guy
not
behind
really.
all of it. Yeah, you
Nope.
Yes, you are, nigga. What the
Not
fuck?
really. I mean, the computer does most of the hard work.
This fool. You knew it was coming. I saw the setup and still
I
went
should
for
have
it.
suspected it, but I okay.
Didn't want to.
Yeah, I had faith.
No, it's mostly like an experiment. Like we haven't had like much of an avenue of like finding people who knew how to do. Like we've been invited to join other podcasts like networks before, and with those people, like they would ask if like we needed help getting stuff set up or like doing anything a particular way, and like that's not that wasn't the point. Like we kind of wanted to do our own thing and find like our own avenues and figure it out. So a lot of that was me just like doing research. And when I say doing research, doing it the only way that you can do it in 2020.
Watching
of
YouTube
Google
videos.
searches.
A lot of Google.
A lot of Google.
Yeah,
A lot of
live
Google videos.
Googles.
But I mean, yeah, like the soundboard, all of that stuff. The fucking green screen was supposed to be for the podcast as well, and getting the dual screen camera set up because like we did it in one of the rooms in my apartment. But it wasn't just that; it was like everybody had something unique that we brought, which was really really cool, and we meshed really really well. Like there wasn't too many arguments that were like serious.
All right, so in the beginning there was, but that was because of where I was working at, and now that that's changed, I'm happy.
Let me ask, how I think I saw on the Geeks 5 Ever page, you guys do the podcast every day?
Yes.
Don't ask
Monday
us
through
how or
Friday.
why. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
We
no,
had-
no. I was waiting for the rest of his question.
We had a big, you know what I'm saying, like debate about how often we should do the podcast.
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah.
Don't do 5 days.
I don't recommend doing it daily.
As I see,
because I was thinking, get some time, like let things happen over the week.
No, I definitely agree,
No, we
especially
been a
now
lot
in
better.
hindsight, watching like what happens to the episodes and like how they stagnate or completely like rose like quickly, especially like the what was that, the Infinity War episode, or was that the Endgame episode?
I thought it was I thought
that was the end game.
Okay, it was
End game. That one was the extra long. I think that was the longest one we did,
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
and it was also one of the most listened to that we did.
yeah,
so
by far.
the thing with us is that we have a podcast Monday through Friday, and the crazy thing is that we're about to start doing more content. Like Monday, me and Sonic are doing a review of WWE SummerSlam, but I'm also going to do a live stream of the new Death Battle that's coming out, and then we have our podcast later that night.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't like, it is tiring. Like, we don't have a problem getting guests. Like, we can get guests. Like, we can get people to come on and be on the show. The problem is that when you have 5 guests, that could cover you for like 4 to 5 weeks, right? That's a fucking week for us.
Yep. Well, that's the thing. That was the other thing I was going to ask you guys. What was the mentality behind having so many guests? Because every episode that I watched, you guys had a guest on.
We have the guests on here as a way to help with. So we cover a lot of geek stuff. We cover anything that people can geek out: sports, anime, manga, comics, video games, wrestling, music. We cover anything you can think of. We'll even review you guys. Like at one point, if you guys didn't want to be on the podcast, I was like, okay, we can watch their videos and do kind of like a review and our take on it. But the thing is, the reason why we have so many guests is because of the way the year is. There isn't a lot happening.
Sure.
And then we have a lot of listeners, believe it or not, that aren't gamers, or we have a lot of gamers that aren't anime fans, or we have a lot of anime fans that aren't comic book fans.
Yeah, we ran into that.
We got that a lot.
Yeah.
So
I
how
don't know
do
what
you?
y'all talking about, but I like y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you? And then like we have some people that watch this that stop watching us because I've gotten criticized for the name Geeks Fiber. Like, oh, because at one time my stage name was Anime Unrated, and they're like, oh, that should have been the name of the channel. I'm like, no, because we don't just do anime. Because we have fans that aren't just anime fans. They're like, oh, well, I guess I'm not gonna watch this episode because they're talking about anime and I don't like anime.
Exactly. That's one of the bigger ones that we like ran into, because we would have a segment at the start of the show where we would talk about like video games, anime, or something, right? Like something that we genuinely enjoyed, and like people weren't meshing with that. They were more coming for like the hard topics, like to hear exactly what we wanted to, or hear
just
what they
or the comedy.
Right? Yeah.
I think because I ain't gonna lie, the ass whooping episode.
Oh
episode?
hell yeah!
So
the ass
many,
whooping episode was funny.
Like we got people like that shit was funny, but we were
People having flashbacks.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, you
I
guys
had
are
PTSD
very.
episode.
So that's why, like, I don't just go and invite a YouTube channel or a Facebook channel. So you guys are like the third podcast team we've invited. We've only invited 3, and you guys are the second that have appeared.
Oh, okay. Now I feel a little bit more special.
Just
Okay.
stick it here.
Well, no. You got to understand that I've been doing this for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for a while.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
On the hustle.
We took a 2-year break because I became a father, and I thought I was going to
that's a good
focus on my
reason for
family.
that.
But
How
you know,
dare you.
now circumstances being the way they are, I'm a single parent.
Bro, we took breaks just because we weren't feeling like it that day. I mean, you wanted to go be a dad, bro.
Right? Hey,
More power to you. More power to you.
There,
Hey,
no,
that's the
I
thing
will.
why
I
it
will
is.
occasionally take breaks because my mental health, like I have depression, anxiety, and I have the scars on my wrist to prove that.
Well, that's hella sad.
No, well, I'm just sharing. I have taken.
shares.
I'll take like a 2-week break where I don't feel like doing it anymore. I don't feel like doing it. There have been times where I've been doing it with them where I just don't feel like doing it anymore because, like, it's really difficult because the podcast from when we first started years ago, even to where we started back in March or April, has changed so much to the way we're doing it today. It's evolved. It's constantly evolving. It's constantly changing. I'm always looking for new ways to make it better.
Yeah, that was the exhausting thing for me, was like always looking for something new to add to the show,
How do you
or
improve
something
it?
that could be like super exciting for somebody who hadn't listened to the show at first. Maybe this is their first episode.
You like
then
grab
they'll
the
hear
attention,
this.
you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there was one episode where we were just talking about wrestling, and like
Not a good topic for us.
not a good topic for some of the hosts, but like, you know, it's also maybe not a good, like some of our watchers will be like, oh shit, wrestling, let's talk about wrestling. And then some will be like, oh God, they're talking about wrestling. I'm out.
Yeah.
You can't please 100% of the people 100% of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
You can piss them all
we
off
stopped it.
easily.
Yeah,
I'm just
we
saying,
stopped doing that in
it's easier to piss
2020.
people off.
We started
Don't
looking for
point at me.
haters.
I saw that low key fade.
And being a podcaster, like, honestly, and I'm going to be honest with you, like, I learned how to do everything on our podcast on my own.
Live.
Trial by fire.
As we go.
No, seriously,
Yeah.
there are some
I know, that's the best way
there
to
are
learn.
some podcasts
Yeah.
where it's just complete technical difficulties at the very beginning.
Yeah, we've run
We had a
into
few of
that.
Yeah.
Like you don't hear of too many podcasters. I don't hear of any others besides us, but you won't hear of too many that are live, that are 5 days a week,
Yeah, which is cool.
and that have the
I will
comments
say-
on.
I will say there's the whole reason we started doing like the Facebook Live episodes was because we had technical difficulties and like recorded in a whole hour-long show.
No, remember that one episode we did?
Oh, we did
And-
the whole episode?
We did the whole episode.
And
By
then
the way,
he's
real
just looking at
quick.
us like, guys, what did you do?
Real quick,
That's
real,
all the guys said. What did you do?
real quick,
I
guys,
get
real quick.
bored.
You're our number one fan and your number one fan. Our mutual number one fan has a question. Dee Dee Coleman says,
up?
"When will Black Table podcast return?"
So
We're
that's a
working
really
on
good
it.
question. We're working that out.
Yeah.
We actually have a meeting after this.
It's not so much like a return. It's more so we got to get shit together.
Right. Well, don't think of it as a return. Think of it as the last season ended and they're about to come out with a new season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
season
there you
premiere.
go.
Got
There
that
you go.
mid-season
Yeah.
hiatus thing. That's
Right,
really
because a
irritating.
lot of, believe it or not, a lot of podcasts do take hiatuses. They'll say season 1's over, welcome to season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried that as an excuse, but no,
for us, it's a day.
No response.
no response. Don't
no
get me
response,
like I don't
no.
recommend doing it daily.
Well,
One thing,
what about the? No offense to you, Goku. Your voice is heavenly and angelic, and I want you to realize that. But what about the other podcasters, like the other hosts that are here? So all of you do the show together, right?
Yeah, we
Yes.
do.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Like, how do you guys deal with the mental, like, not really stress? No, let's be real, right? Like all of us do this, right? The mental stress of having to do it every day.
I'm enjoying this. It's, this is like my time with friends that I haven't seen in a long time. I haven't actually got to talk to like Goku in a long time. So this is really cool. And I'm meeting new people. And well, with all this stuff going on, I haven't seen even like my best friends, my actual best friends in a very long time. So this is kind of fun. It's a little bit different. I've been asking / begging Goku like forever since he said, "Oh, we're doing a thing." I was like, "Can I help? I want to help. I want to participate." And
I'm just gonna put it out there. Just to be fair, the only reason why we didn't bring you on sooner was because we had too many fucking hosts. And
no, yeah, total respect. But like that's a whole nother thing. He's everyone's been like really respectful. We've been pretty good with like, hey, like, watch the boundaries and everything. No one, as far as I'm aware of, nobody here has gotten really offended by anything.
You guys talk about white people a lot, and I'm offended.
let me tell you.
Brought up Kansas earlier. I am offended.
The slogan for the podcast is this. The slogan is the same thing I would tell people when I was driving for Uber.
Right.
I'm too poor and brown to be offended by anything. It's like, well, yeah, you got a point.
But I don't find it stressful. And Goku's pretty chill with letting us kind of have our space and have our freedom to do stuff as well. I'm in the process of like moving. That's why you got you can see a bunch of boxes over here. I'm about to move.
You can barely see the boxes.
I thought you just ordered some really thick pizzas.
For real. I thought that was like...
Yo, I was going to say, give me the location.
I want that pizza.
It ain't pizza. Those ain't pizzas. But no, yeah. So I actually disappeared a lot. I actually wasn't on most of last week. But that was okay because I was like trying to get back on and it was just not happening because stuff. Yeah. And everyone's been kind of cool about it. No one's been like, what the fuck, get back on and shit. And everyone's like, oh, just take your time.
Life happens.
We're here when you're ready. And it's like, sweet.
What about you, Keyblade Sonic?
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, what's up, Sonic?
All right. Like for me, it's not really a bad. This actually gives me something productive to do besides, for me outside, I'm not working because, this whole pandemic pretty much like threw a wrench in like, I'm sure not just my plans, but everyone else's plans in a way. Like for me, I would go to work and whenever there's a convention going on in the week and I would just attend that. Also like for me now doing this just makes me like expand more in a way, more of my horizons, because before I was just doing basically just working on video, because I work on videos, I do animation, I do other stuff, and then I also do voiceovers. I recently got like a couple of roles, and then this podcast came in, and it just helped me more in a way. It just helped me, I guess, build confidence in myself in a way. Sure. But mentally, it helps a lot. It helps me be productive. It's like, hey, you gotta wake. It's like it's go time, man. You gotta get ready and all that. I'm like, all right, cool.
So what do you do animations at?
I do them on my laptop. I do them like in a SFM in a way, like a source filmmaker or.
Nice. You got some like YouTube animations out there?
Yeah. Usually at the end of the podcast, we usually plug in our stuff and anything like that.
Okay, because you weren't going. It didn't sound like you was going to plug yourself, so I was going to do it for you.
No. So okay, so what? Okay, so the good thing about, the thing about being a part of Geeks 5 Ever is that you're not exclusive to Geeks 5 Ever. I told everyone that they're pretty much like they're independent contractors like WWE, like, but you're allowed to have your own channel. You're allowed to do your own thing. You're even allowed, like, I would prefer they have their own channels and help grow, and like they can use Geeks 5 Ever as a way to help their channel to grow, and in return, they're gonna help Geeks 5 Ever grow. It's synergy. You have to have synergy
and chemistry. Yeah.
It has to flow. It is a constant moving construct. Like this podcast only works as a part of the community. We work with the community and we work for the community, and in turn the community helps and works for us.
Nice. So what's up? I gotta know first and foremost the reasoning behind the name Pringles. Like, is it just?
Well, I like to talk about. I gotta go. I just gotta leave.
Okay,
the Pringles joke was because Goku messaged us to say, "Hey, and you got to be Pringles because we have to have a group with a guy named Pringles." I'm like, okay, I'll make a joke out of it.
Right. Okay. So the Pringles joke comes from this dorky show called Pokemon Rusty.
Yeah.
And in
You'll
one
be
of the
Pringles.
episodes, he's talking to Professor Tree, who's like a parody of Professor Oak, that's constantly getting high. He's like, "Whoa, Rusty, we were just about to watch a Pokemon documentary. Can I join? I brought, I don't know if we have enough snacks for everybody. I brought Pringles. Hey, this is Rusty. He's going to be joining us. He brought 9 Pringles." And the other stoner guy's like, "Sup, Pringles?" So that's where the joke comes from. If you haven't watched, I recommend watching Pokemon Rusty. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. So like
that's the joke.
Yeah, right.
yeah, that's the joke.
Pringles
We have to
part,
have somebody nicknamed Pringles.
which I'm going to change next month.
No,
to
you're not.
something Else.
No, you're
I'm
not.
gonna change it.
You signed a
Great.
contract.
What
I
contract?
told you, Goku, you don't know where I live on purpose. You know Dallas.
Look, bitch, I can find you. All I have to do is get your scent and pretend you're food, and I will find you.
I did send you that box.
Pringles.
Well, I started off as a fan just watching the podcast, and I was commenting on there. Then Goku's like, "Hey, if anyone is free," I'm free Monday through Friday in the afternoons. I have a mic and a setup. Sure. Like, it just came on.
Yeah.
That's not how it
Right.
fucking happened.
Pretty much. I remember it. What did I do specifically? Because I could go through our chat.
No,
and
I
find
approached you. I'm
a
like, "Hey, do you
message.
want to be on the podcast?" No, I approached you.
I messaged you and said,
Can you
I'm
fill
free
in?
if you ever need anybody? And you said, "Can you fill in for someone?" It's like, "Yeah, sure." That's why the first episode I'm on, I'm sitting on like a casting couch in my laundry room.
Nice. Very
My
nice.
sex couch here.
Strong move,
I guess
bud.
I'm gonna head out.
That's a real strong move, bud.
I said like maybe 2 words, maybe 3 or 4 words the first podcast I was on. And then the
Jacob
next one I
Jackson.
moved.
My first episode, I apparently offended someone who wasn't even running the damn show, and that's why I got fired.
You didn't offend Saki Kitty. Saki Kitty was just being cautious.
It's funny.
I'm
I'm just
offended
messing
by
around. I'm
others.
just messing around. It's
I am
funny.
a I am
And then-
a wolf.
and then,
like-
That is very
And then like
So-
3 months later, Jesse messaged me like, "Hey, you want to come back on?" I was like, "Sure."
I work Monday through Friday, and so like my nights are always open. Like, I'm bored, I'll do it.
True.
So I'm here.
So they're not the original co-host of the show. We've
We
gone
are
through
the
several.
best.
They are the best so far. That's actually true. Because
They're
they are.
the
What
They,
happens
far,
when you
God
say
damn it.
I've been thinking about recasting myself. No, I'm playing. No, actually,
Bring someone else in, and then you just dub over them.
Actually, before it gets too far into
Let's
the
hear it. Put it
interwebs,
up.
we have
Yes.
said multiple times to each other, like the Black Table Podcast wouldn't be the Black Table Podcast. It wouldn't exist if all 3 of us can do it.
Mhm.
So I think it's interesting that you guys have the flexibility to like continue the show, keep it going, and then still make it entertaining and interesting to keep your fan base enough with different hosts.
The reason why, and I'll shed a little light on that. So when people make, I'm not saying everybody, but there are groups of people that when they make a podcast, like they themselves are the podcast. Like without them, it won't work. And like I was before I started Geeks 5 Ever, I was watching the documentary about Eddie Guerrero before he had died.
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know if it was Vince, but somebody said that, you know, Eddie was one of the best of all time and he will be missed. And like he left a blow in the industry that will never be forgotten. Like it'll never, the void he left will never be filled. But at the same time, they said something that spoke to me, and it meant a lot. They said, even though Eddie's gone, the show must go on. The show must continue to go forward.
True.
Just like life. Life will continue forward with or without you.
What the hell you want to say, Ted?
Is this hand sanitizer?
This is hand sanitizer.
Are you sure?
100%.
Drink it, and find out.
No, man, it's Metamucil.
Okay,
No, it's Metamucil.
Nah.
Just drink a little, it'll help you with your digestive system.
Nope.
So
Oh, it'll clean you out.
if you notice he was like reaching around. So apparently one day, I was getting ready to move, and he found this.
Oh Lord, I've heard
black
this story
box.
17 times. I'll be right back.
So he found this red black box, and while he's opening,
Hold on, time out.
It's a rare
Hold on.
black box.
Keyblade Sonic. You know this box.
Yeah.
It's a Funko box.
Okay,
It's a red Funko box. It
it's
was
the
from
Street Fighter Funko box.
No, it was like Tekken.
No, it was
both.
It was a fighting game one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Continue.
it had Tekken and Street Fighter
Yep. Now
inside of it.
continue.
Okay, so what had happened was he saw this box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, he picks it up and starts opening it. And as he's opening, I said, "Don't open that box." And then he found some things that he didn't think was available. So
No. I knew it was available. I just didn't think it was gonna be a Funko box.
First of all, that's what you ask you for looking at me and Snoop and
No. Because I was like, oh shit, you got the Funko box. Let me see the pop.
You didn't say let me see the pop. You just went, hey. Oh.
Oh.
So, like I said, he was sitting there looking at something. I said,
All right.
keep on
Before,
weird shit.
but where was the box located? Was it under your
Yeah,
bed?
no, where was it? Where was it?
in my room.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't my bedroom.
We was in the living room.
No, you were coming from the restroom because that was an extra
Who was
small
coming?
apartment.
Yes, we were in the living room.
No, we weren't.
I promise you, we were in the living room.
Guaranteed. Because
You're
you
in
were walking
timeout.
back into the living room.
Who?
And then
You.
when you found the box. Which you know
Whatever,
yeah.
dog. Nah,
All right.
we were in the living room because it was like right there.
All right.
It was right next to that gray. What was it? That gray locker you had.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Because I kept it in the room for a reason.
Mm-mm.
Because the items inside.
That's not a living room box. You don't put that in
Exactly.
the living
Thank
room.
you.
You know what? It was marked Funko, and you know me. I was like,
It sounds like you found it and moved it to
Okay,
the living room.
In the box, was it like adult stuff? Was it like 18 plus
Hey,
stuff?
hey, hey.
yes.
That's all I need to know. Anyways, before y'all say anything, I was trying to get my point across
Yeah, sorry about
All
that.
right,
about Geeks
I'm
Five
back.
Ever. Okay, so since you're back, I'm gonna finish my story. So
All right, cool. I missed the story that I've heard 30
you did,
times.
you did.
Get
But
your ass up, TJ.
It was this big, he
Damn.
said. This big.
Right, he's lying.
so the way I'm trying to make Geeks 5 Ever, I want Geeks 5 Ever to. I'm not saying I want this to happen or I hope anything happens, but I want it to be to where if anything ever happens to me,
Oh, fuck.
it'll keep going.
No.
Let's just say like when I walked away, when I decided to walk away and be a dad.
You were hoping that it would continue.
Right. And right now the group is not there because unfortunately I have the bad habit of doing everything myself. Like,
Oh, preaching to the choir.
It took me 3 hours to edit a 2-minute video last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
so well, no, for them, for
real
them,
quick, real
Okay,
quick,
let's see.
real quick,
let's see this
Goku. Let
bullshit.
me just. I just gotta say one thing.
Yeah.
Where the fuck y'all lanes at?
Nigga, right here.
All right, motherfucker.
I'm just saying, this man over here volunteered. I don't know how many times trying to learn shit. My first response was, "Oh yeah, go ahead and teach him." Looks at his computer. Your computer can't handle it. I can't teach you on this.
It's real though.
No, it's not. It's
It's
a
real.
fucking thing, dog. It's a Lenovo ThinkPad. Don't fuck with me, dog.
It's a ThinkPad, dog. It don't have shit.
Put the shit on there. That's what the fuck
When,
they asking for.
when they get better computers, they can start running it without me.
That's the truth.
Because
Those
I
things
have
are a piece of
I have a gaming PC running the podcast.
See?
I'm looking. I'm
And you have a
Yeah.
gaming PC.
My
I'm
laptop's
looking-
my laptop's
Take
about to
your
die.
I'm looking to invest in like a buildable PC. Looking to build one or like buy a
Cool.
tower or something like that.
Yeah,
No,
he's
but
look-
realistically, there
I'm
is
gonna, I'm gonna invest in a new something or other as soon as I get my job.
well, there is the conversation that like me, Tab. I know Tab wants to he wants to learn like all of the things that I've like picked up doing the podcast, but with that being said, it's just very, very difficult for me to get in the headspace of like showing all of those things. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many like very minute details that go into it, especially with, like audio mixing.
He gotta get his brain into trainer mentality.
Fuck it. He's not a teacher. Let's put it like that.
He
Yeah,
can.
no.
He's talking
Nah,
shit.
nigga.
The question is, are you
You
the
go on
student to adapt to the
YouTube.
situation?
YouTube and Google. Go find out yourself.
yeah, but
Thank
YouTube,
you. I'm gonna do
YouTube and
that.
Google aren't the best. Like
He go,
The
They're
way-
not always
That's
the
no,
best.
for real. No. That's how I actually learn how to
because the way we
do
run
my-
the podcast, they don't the way we run it is completely different than anyone else. Like
I don't follow their instructions directly. I was like, oh, this is an idea.
I'm not
I don't
following their
know.
instructions at all.
Yeah, no, I've gone to YouTube
That
and
might be why it
found
constantly
the
crashes.
same recipes for different ways, and I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put all of this in one." and see what happens. And sure enough, it came out good.
Yeah.
Look at my cast iron skillet. That's yeah.
Hey.
You got to have a computer that can handle as well, because I'm running Restream, I'm running the OBS studio, I'm running like several different programs, and like everything that's happening on camera that's got to, and I have like Mexican internet. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it'll decide to take a siesta.
Ooh, hold on, what kind of internet you got?
AT&T.
Oh.
Same.
But I have Mexican AT.
Don't come at my bread and butter. All right.
And then we have Tigo.
Motherfucker.
We have Tigo. What was it called? Was it Tigo?
Tigo over there in El Salvador. It's like a cell phone service called Tigo.
Tigo.
Yeah.
We have
Tigo.
Mexican AT&T, so it's not like
Mexican TT.
So-
We
we had to pay the guy in pesos and tamales.
Hey,
yo, I
That's
work
the
for
thing.
tamale-
I got
you
that.
paying him
Tamales.
in tamales?
Tamales.
Whatever you need, I got
Hey,
you.
here's an offensive Mexican joke for everybody. The reason
Do it.
why Mexicans eat tamales during Christmas is so we can have something to unwrap.
Oh yeah,
I've
heard that.
I've heard that.
I've heard that one.
Now I'm hungry.
Speaking
And I
of,
love
what are you
Chinese.
eating? What are you eating?
That was yogurt
Oh.
Oh, because
because your boy is famished.
We call
Yeah.
people out.
Well,
Um,
listen, you'll never catch me doing anything unsightly because I'm a gentleman.
Oh, you drinking a Sprite? No, cider tonight.
Hey,
Angry Orchard.
it's not the Black Table podcast.
Oh,
okay?
I forgot
had
to
come
tell
on
you
here
that
and
you're
be
allowed to
correct.
drink on the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
my
mean-
house.
I mean, it's
I
just
wanna
me.
drink.
But
No,
I'm right for it.
we've had we had a podcast where I just drank a whole case of beer.
oh yeah,
Literally.
the post show
That
went
was-
on to like 2 in a.m.
That
He
was
started
weird.
sneaking shots from his
From our liquor
people in
cabinet.
his house.
He made me take shots. Like bully. I told him I had a stash. He's like, he bullied me. He's like, go get your thing. Go take shots.
And it was hypnotic. It was pretty much Kool-Aid.
I think I did that on one of the episodes too. I made
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I was
Don't
like, he did that
shame me
to
on
us.
my hypnotic.
I wasn't shaming you.
It's not hard liquor.
I was
though.
telling
Don't
you
point
why
that
I
out.
can't drink it, because it's
It's
pretty much
harder than what
Kool-Aid.
I was used to. Shit.
Anyways,
Get
all right, so we are out of time, unfortunately.
Oh,
Aw.
I got some other things to do, and I still got to talk to the Black Table.
That's right.
Yeah, there we
But
go.
I do want to say this. I want to say that having you guys on here was really great. It was really fun.
This is fun.
And if y'all would like to, we would like to have y'all back for a part 2. Because I feel like there's a lot more that we could have talked about that we didn't get to talk about.
And hopefully nobody take
Shut
oh
the
man
hell
now.
up.
Old ass. Get your old ass.
All right, goddamn.
Hey man, no.
Don't reassemble your room the day before.
Dude, stop. leave him alone. Leave him alone. You're supposed to be nice to the elderly.
Oh!
That's what
Yo, I am down to come back now. Like,
Shots fired.
Shut your ass up. Don't encourage that kind of behavior.
Damn.
Bro, I half expected, man, you gonna let Pancho Villa talk to you like that? He can barely speak English. And he-
Yeah, he capping on himself because you can't get back at him.
Shut up.
He set the bar high on himself.
this damn Mexican stealing our jobs from us.
Dang.
Oh yeah, I used to do stand up, so yeah, I got 100
True that.
We got
So-
pages of all day.
all day, every day.
yeah, this was fun. I'm down to come back. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to figure out scheduling.
Yeah,
We need to figure out scheduling, and then because I had some extra time for work, so I was like, "Yo, I'm out. Bye, click."
like we can even do a special Saturday cast too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to say usually I'm free after 10 unless it's was it Sundays and Mondays.
No, we can do something. We can do something
Might as well
special
just
just for
say
y'all. We can do a special podcast. Like we can even bring in a third podcast group and like have an entire podcast discussion.
Oh,
Podcast.
Podcast war. Let's go.
Podcast. My podcast
I'm
is
on you
better
now,
than
we
yours.
Yeah, we definitely
We
cheat.
cheat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I mean,
It's a street fight. There's no rules.
that's part of the street fight. I will throw dirt in your eyes and then whip your ass. You gotta understand.
Coming in with a-
Wake up and your
reminds me
clothes
of,
are folded neatly next to you. Don't ask no questions.
I mean, look. Let me put it like it's a
Coming in
street
with a
fight.
mace.
it's a street fight. You expect me to follow the rules? I'm not gonna fucking follow the rules. If I had followed the rules, I wouldn't be in this country.
Saw it coming. Saw the punchline. Ain't still shocked
He
by
pulled a
it.
Chappelle, dog. I was like, he's not gonna go that route.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. He went that
is.
route.
Yes,
I am-
he fucking did.
I'm so proud.
Bruh,
I'm so
I've-
happy that
I've gotten drunk and got into a fist fight with a porta potty. You think I wouldn't go in that direction?
More than once.
He
More
lost.
than
More than
once.
once.
He lost.
Both times.
0-2.
No,
The porta
it's-
potty had friends.
No, it's not 0-2. It's 0-3.
Damn.
We only hear 2 of these stories. Oh, it's a mystery third.
No,
one.
I told you it was 3 times. It was twice that one year when I broke my ribs, and then it was once the year before.
You did it twice in the same. See, this is new. We learn stuff every day. This is a new thing.
You
We
think-
don't
you
have the
think I
time to
knocked
go
my-
into this.
You think I did that shit twice in one night? Fuck no. It knocked me out.
Against a porta potty. You know what?
That's funny.
I love it.
By the way, Mr. Piccolo, also known as Jacob, he goes by Jackson Briggs on Facebook. He said 2 of the best podcasts joining together for a
Thanks.
show. Thank you.
Oh,
Thanks, bro.
what's his name? I forget his name. Briggs.
Yeah, it's Jacob.
Jackson.
His actual name is Jacob. I'm not gonna say his full name, but it's
Yeah,
Jacob.
yeah,
Yeah, we don't call the whole government.
Piccolo.
Yeah.
His government name.
Except
Don't
for
call
Dee Dee.
governments.
Dee Dee, whole government out there.
Damn.
But you know how many people are named Dee Dee? She can probably get away with that.
Probably.
Dexter's sister.
Didi, get out of my laboratory.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on here.
You had a
We'll figure something. We'll figure something out with y'all. Is there anything y'all want to say before we go offline?
Yeah, check out the Black Table podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
well,
there you go.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't already, you can go to facebook.com. We'll post a link for them. The Black Table Podcast. They are a podcasting group that is up and coming. They're actually really funny and very amazing. They're really badass. Check them out on Facebook. And if they have an Instagram or YouTube, we'll also plug that in. Do any of our co-hosts have anything left to say?
Not really. This was a great podcast. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, this
I
was
hope
great.
we do it again.
Quality stuff.
Really great stuff.
Super Jew, anything?
I'm fucking up this sticker.
There,
This is what I was doing.
there you have
Messing
it.
up a model again.
That's a quote
working.
right there. What did you think of
Fuck
today's
up.
podcast? Fucking this shit up. Quotation. Thank you for if you haven't already, hit the like button and follow us on Facebook. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. You can hit it to be notified for all videos or some videos, but make sure you hit that thumbs up or thumbs down, because the way the YouTube algorithm works is it will share the video with more people depending on if we have more likes or more dislikes. And if you're also watching on Twitch, make sure you follow us on Twitch. You can also support our Patreon at patreon.com/geeks5ever. Also, our Instagram at instagram.com/geeks5ever. I'm King Mexico. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for Brad Duct Tape, who will be joining us once again to talk about more Power Ranger collectible shit. I'm Jesse, King Mexico, and I'm telling everybody to have a classy night and don't do any dumb shit.
Goku.
See ya.
There's some porta potties out there that need to ask for.